Today, the Minnesota Vikings named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings' first-round pick 2 years ago, will serve as the backup. Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson announced that newly signed safety Kobe Bryant is expected to miss 4 to 6 months after undergoing knee surgery. Bryant injured his knee originally early in camp and was initially expected to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. Bryant signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Bears after winning a Super Bowl last season with the Seattle Seahawks. In Major League Baseball today, the Los Angeles Angels fired pitching coach Mike Maddox. The NBA announced today that the defending champion New York Knicks will host LeBron James and the Philadelphia 76ers on opening night, October 20th. James and the Sixers will visit his former team, the Lakers, on Christmas Day. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Elijah, put the camera on me.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack.
Enter, brother.
Yes, sir. It is the Odd Couple. With me, Robert Kelvin, if you're nasty. Coming to you live from sunny Southern California.
So excited right now.
Yes, sir. DJ Alex Teichert is on the wheels of steel. Isaac Lowenkron is on the updates. And the guy to my left sitting in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. TV writer, film producer. He played a little football back in the day, too. None other than Ephraim Salaam.
What's up, Rob? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Like all the times I've ever, filled in and all of that, I've never done it with you. And I heard that you get a little nervous sometimes.
I do not get nervous.
If you need any help, I'm here for you. Okay? The listeners, they want your best, okay? And I'm sure that you're going to knock this out the park.
I hope so. I was feeling really good about myself until Alex said, hey, if we're going to be doing the Zoom, I'm going to need you, Ephraim, to drop your chair down, and Rob, you bring your chair up so y'all can be the same height. I didn't like that. I didn't like where he started that.
You want me to sit on the ground?
I would prefer that. I'd have to stand up if we're going to be honest.
You'd still be taller if you sat on the
ground.
ground.
If I stood up and you're sitting down, you're probably still 3 inches taller than me.
Yes.
That's
correct. But, hey, we all had choices.
I did not choose.
Your parents
okay.
had choices.
Okay.
All right? If your mom decided that she was going to be with Manute Bol, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
So that's one thing LeVar Ball got right?
Yes.
He's like, hey,
yes.
I got to date a basketball player because I'm going to breed 3 boys. And they're all going to play. He did, actually.
There you go.
That's a good point. I never thought of it.
Hey, man, you got to walk into this thing. My son, who's 12, turned 12 3 weeks ago, took his physical.
Okay.
Monday. And he is 5'7". He's 12.
Already?
Yes.
Okay. That's not fair.
My wife is almost 6 feet. She's 5'11". And so, what, you thought that was a mistake? You thought I was like, I don't know, maybe not. No. This.
You had a prerequisite.
Everything's on purpose. Everything's on purpose. So when I say you had choices, now look, there were other people available.
I'm sure there were.
Okay, now not to take anything away from the amazing chemistry and instant attraction between my wife and I.
Okay.
It just everything lined up, personality-wise, height, genetics, the whole 9 yards, and now we have a 6'3", 15-year-old and a 5'7", 12-year-old.
I don't like them.
How tall are you?
With shoes on?
Yeah.
5'7".
Okay.
So that's a lie.
That's a lie.
I'm
You're
literally
5'6".
I'm literally sitting in here with a grown man who's the size of my 12-year-old.
Whatever.
A brand new 12-year-old though. He's not even through pre-puberty yet. Like he's just turned 12 on the 25th of June. So We got action.
Happy birthday to him. How's the body wash situation in your house right now?
Yes. Oh, my God, man.
We'll get to that later. We got so much
kids,
to get
kids,
to on
kids.
today's show. Adam Kaplan coming up at the bottom of the hour, Fox Sports Radio, NFL Insider. We got some NBA scheduling conversation. Shaq taking shots at LeBron. But we got to start out with the big news of the day. The Minnesota Vikings have settled on their quarterback for the season. Their QB1 will be none other than Kyler Murray. And I want to start with this, Ephraim.
Duh.
You and I, not just in media, but in general, we all know people who continue to fail upwards, right?
Yes.
The guy who shows up to work late all the time still gets promoted. Mm-hmm. The guy who failed out of all his classes, but his dad runs a hedge fund, so he's making six figures out of college.
Happens.
Kyler Murray is the NFL equivalent of that, okay? There is no good reason why Kyler Murray keeps getting these opportunities that he does not deserve.
Okay.
And it goes all the way back to when he first got drafted by the Cardinals, okay? If I'm 5'7", he's 5'9", all right? I've met Kyler Murray a handful of times at Super Bowl, Radio Row, and if his hair wasn't picked out in the fro, me and him are almost eye level.
Right.
Okay, he is not a large individual. But yet, because Cliff Kingsbury was the man in charge there in Arizona, they decided, I don't care what history says about small quarterbacks. I don't mind that he only had one season as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make him the first overall pick. And forget the fact that we just drafted Josh Rosen to be our QB1 the year before. This is the guy I'm going to hitch my wagon to.
Yes.
Okay, so they do that. Couple years later, without having really done anything in the league yet at that point, Kyler Murray decides, you know what? I am going to black out my Instagram. I'm going to scrub all mention of the Cardinals in my social media accounts because I believe that I deserve a new contract. I don't think he had done anything to get it, but he got one. They felt so confident in him that they put a clause in his contract that said, you have to watch a certain amount of tape. You cannot be playing Call of Duty while you're doing this because not only did they know he wasn't watching it, he had said himself to the New York Times a couple of years before saying, yeah, I'm not the kind of guy who grinds tape like that because I just see things out there. I don't really got to worry about preparing the way an average quarterback might prepare. Flash forward now to last season, right? He only starts 5 games. Part of it due to injury, of course, and historically he has a lot of injury issues. But even when he was out there, when the Cardinals were as healthy as they had been all season, he was mediocre at best, right? I think he averaged about 280 total yards of offense, rushing and throwing. His team averaged about 20 points per game. They soft benched him, we'll call it that. They said he was hurt. He could have came back. He decided not to come back. We don't know what the reason was. But did you know that when Jacoby Brissett took over with a banged-up Arizona Cardinal offense, they averaged more yards per game and more points per game? And yet I just heard you tell Rich Davis during the commercial break as we're switching shows that they may not win a game this season because Jacoby Brissett is not a good NFL quarterback and that Carson Beck might be their starter. So I ask you this now. What on earth has Kyler Murray done to slide into Minnesota in a situation that has arguably a top 5 offensive unit outside of the quarterback? You have one of the better offensive minds at head coach, and he is just given the QB1 job without having any real competition? I do not understand this. How does this keep happening to a guy like Kyler Murray?
Well, because there's always a need for a quarterback. That's the underlying thing. Like you would say, okay, how does a guy continue to get multiple opportunities? Some may have said that about Sam Darnold, right? Now, Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champion and has turned his entire career around. People are saying that right now with Bryce Young.
Also my height.
Also your height. The fact is, there's not enough quality in terms of, the 32 starting quarterbacks. There's always going to be 10 or so teams that are looking for their starter. And when you're looking for your starter, you're trying to find the best talent that you can have. Kyler Murray is the best talented quarterback on that roster, there was a miss with J.J. McCarthy.
Sure.
All right? They understand that. That's why they went and got Kyler Murray, because they understood, oh, wow, we really should have kept Sam Darnold. But we felt the pressure of this first-round draft pick, right? We used it on J.J. McCarthy. He got hurt. Traded up.
Yep.
Got hurt.
Yep.
And we had a phenomenal year. We have to move off of Sam Darnold, even though we may not want to see what J.J. has. He doesn't have what they think they can use for the next 10 years. Is Kyler Murray the answer for the next 10 years? No. But what he can do is he can help him compete. When Kyler is engaged and involved, and this is a very important year for him. This is a very important year for him because he is going to an offensive system that is conducive to making quarterbacks who are afterthoughts be good. He is going to an offensive-minded coach. He is going to a team with one of the arguably the best receivers we've seen in the last decade.
Yep.
Everything is leaning towards him having a rebirth, a resurgence of his career, similar to what happened with Sam Darnold. Now, in terms of him taking it serious and studying and doing the things you have to do to be a starting quarterback, if he hasn't crossed that threshold yet, then the same old thing is going to happen. But on that roster right now, your question is, how does he keep getting the opportunity? Because there's talent there. We've seen the talent. We've seen the talent. You also have to remember, Arizona wasn't a hotbed of talent.
Oh, they have talent on that roster.
They were not. I'm talking about when he got there. You could talk about the talent now.
Sure.
When he got there, they weren't a hotbed. No one was talking about how talented the Arizona roster is.
Larry Fitzgerald was there.
But we can.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Hall of Famer.
Okay. What we do know is Minnesota has talent everywhere.
Yes.
Starting with the coaching.
Yes.
This is, okay, let's see what we got. You know what you have in J.J. McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is. You don't like what you have. But something's in the oven. Something's cooking, right? Put it on 350. Sit it in there for 18 weeks. See what that thing look like and see what it tastes like at the end. And that's where they are with Kyler Murray right now. The talent is there. He's been a Pro Bowl quarterback, even though that's not saying much in today's landscape.
Hey, Snoop Huntley's been a Pro Bowl quarterback.
It was crazy to me. Damn, I wish this was like that when I was playing. It wasn't. I digress. But look, Kyler has an opportunity to resurrect his career, to really have people looking like they were looking at Sam Darnold the last couple years. And this is the perfect place for to do that.
Well, you bring up Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was not given the same opportunities that Kyler Murray has gotten. Sam Darnold, when he got dumped by Carolina, he was a backup in Arizona or in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
He was brought in.
Best thing that ever could have happened to him,
Sure.
by the way. But go ahead.
He was supposed to be the backup in Minnesota, but J.J. McCarthy got hurt, and then he kind of got thrust into the job. And then once he got here to Seattle, I know that he got the Super Bowl, and that's great. He also led the league in turnovers. So it's not like he was really, oh my gosh, can you believe we all missed on Sam Darnold?
No one missed on Sam Darnold.
Right.
Sam Darnold had to become Sam Darnold.
Sure.
As we know, if you go to the Jets as a quarterback,
Okay.
then you can throw away your first 4 years.
Sure.
You can just throw them away.
Right.
Ball them up, throw them out.
Okay.
Can't count it.
Sure.
Most guys don't survive after that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sam had an opportunity to go to Carolina, had an opportunity to go to San Francisco because Shanahan believed in him and gave him an opportunity to really learn what it really takes to become a quarterback. If you don't have that, I can guarantee you Kyler Murray didn't have it in Arizona. Right? The system that was in place. And I'll explain it to you,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why.
Sure.
Of course, Cliff Kingsbury was there, and he knew Kyler, and that's too familiar.
Okay.
You know what you can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know on this show I can just run you over.
Whatever.
Right? Like I could just I know it. I'm just teasing. But I know what I'm dealing with. He knows what he was dealing with.
Okay.
Right? He's in a situation now where he doesn't have the upper hand. He's not the first.
But it feels like
the first pick.
But it feels like it is.
No.
Because this was
no.
not a real quarterback competition.
No,
as
it's not.
soon as they brought him in, the
was
assumption
over.
was that he was going to be the quarterback.
Of course, because they know what they have.
Yeah, but that's fair.
If your wife can't cook,
why you bringing up my wife, man?
I'm just saying. If your wife can't cook, hypothetically, if your
Sure.
wife can't cook and you come home and she's been cooking all day, you already know. Damn. This not it. You already know, right?
Right.
You'll sit down, you'll eat it, you'll be like, oh, yes, whatever that relationship is.
Okay.
But you know, now if your wife's mom is there and you come home and she's cooking, you like, oh, what we having? This is what, and I'm just I use that to just try to have people understand how coaching staffs think, right? They know what's cooking. With him in there at behind, QB1, they know what JJ is cooking. It's not very good. We'll eat it if we have to, but it's not very good.
Right.
Now, Kyler has come in. He's shown that he can make a good dish. Not consistently, but maybe the infrastructure, maybe the ingredients. Maybe the ingredients weren't there to consistently make a great dish. They got an offensive line. They got a running game. They got a hell of a receiving core and an offensive-minded coach. There is no other ingredients.
Okay.
Sam Darnold became a 5-star Michelin chef in that kitchen.
All right. Let me ask you this question then. Because if you're saying that they already knew they were going to get off of J.J. McCarthy.
Yes.
That was already the plan,
Mm-hmm.
right? The last 4 seasons, Kyler Murray has missed 30 out of 68 games. He's ranked in the bottom 10 amongst NFL starting quarterbacks with at least 25 starts in win percentage, yards per attempt, TD percentage, passer rating.
Yes.
So I ask you, if you already knew you were going to move on from J.J. McCarthy,
Yes.
why did you settle on that guy?
Because you know what the quarterback draft is like this coming up season. That's why. You know what the quarterback draft is going to look like coming up this next offseason. You're okay with Kyler Murray coming in there. That's fine. Can we compete? We'll find out early on if we'll be able to compete in that division, which is pretty stacked, by the way.
Yes.
You'll find out if you can compete. Now, if you can't, all right, we're moving on. We know Manning, the kid from Mississippi State, any of the other young quarterbacks who are Heisman hopefuls, they're coming up. So you understand what's happening. You didn't sign Kyler Murray to a 5-year, $222 million deal. No, you didn't. What you don't want to do is waste more time with J.J. McCarthy. You don't want to do that. Sure. Maybe he'll turn into something in 4 or 5 years as a backup or whatever. But coming out of college, he really wasn't a first-round draft pick or first-round talent anyway. Right. I think Harbaugh convinced people that, that he was perfect for the pros.
Style. Yeah.
He didn't even pass the ball in college.
Right.
What type of pro style is that? So, look, all they're doing, it's a stopgap, man. It's a Band-Aid, but it's a pretty exotic Band-Aid. Got some birds on there, got some designs.
The one the kids ask for.
It's not the plain old beige rubber band that you find at the bottom of a swimming pool. It's an exotic rubber band, and you're trying to see, a Band-Aid, then you're trying to see if this thing really works.
All right. Well, in the words of our good friend Rob Parker, it's not about being right, it's about getting it right. And one team in the NFL is really trying to get it right. We'll get to that next. It is The Odd Couple with me, Rob G Ephraim Salaam, sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. This is Fox Sports Radio.
A lot of people went to the Hall of Fame. A lot of people had great speeches, made you emotional. Some people had more jokey ones, like Adam Vinatieri was out there being a comedian, even took shots, but showed love mostly to one of Bill Belichick.
Yeah, the one person he took a lot of shots at was Bill Belichick. In case you missed it, here's a snippet of what Adam Vinatieri said during his Hall of Fame acceptance speech, taking shots at Double B. Take a listen.
Pat McAfee's here in the crowd today. Great to see you, brother. The only person who enjoyed holding my balls more than my wife. I would repeat those last few statements about Coach Bill Belichick as well. Thank you for demanding excellence every single day. Your preparation, discipline, and attention to detail shaped far more than my football career. Unfortunately, Bill couldn't make it here today. There's a lot going on at UNC right now. He may be on a recruiting trip right now looking for the next Lawrence Taylor. I thought it was because training camp had already started, but in truth, it's because he's judging his girlfriend's cheerleading competition.
All right, Ephraim, listen. Thanks to Adam Vinatieri, can I kick it? That's right. Shout out to the kickers. He now has brought up the conversation everybody's having again of, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, why wasn't Bill Belichick in, right? We had this conversation months ago when they announced the finalists, folks who were going to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame. And we knew Bill Belichick had a chance to be, and he was not, did not get the 40 votes that he needed. And right there, controversy ensues. We have a bunch of conversations, but Adam Vinatieri, because he brings them back up, starts the conversation again of that should have been Bill Belichick because he should have been their first ballot Hall of Famer, right? When you mention all the stuff he does in football, all the titles he has as a head coach, not to mention the assistant to coaches when he was an assistant coach, defensive coordinator with the Giants, of course, should have had some there as well. The conversation begins, why wasn't he there again? And I got to go back to this. Look, you are a human being. You played in this league, but you're a human. I'm a human. And one of the things I think sometimes people forget is that on paper, 2 + 2 should be 4, but dang it, it ain't always 4. Because you get people who say, all right, Bill Belichick, former writers, former players, former all these people involved, folks who are already in the Hall of Fame, and they say, do I believe you were a good coach? Honestly, I do. Do I believe you deserve to be up in the Hall of Fame? Yes. But what I'm not going to do is put you in first ballot when I have issues with how you coach, or I have issues of how you led your team, or I have issues of the indiscretions with your team, with Spygate, of course, with Deflategate, with all these types of things, some of the players you picked up, all the news you heard about Aaron Hernandez, yet you still chose to get him because you said, dang it, screw all that, he can play. And I think all of those things came back to bite him in the butt, even though, Ephraim, we all know he is a dynamic coach. We all know that he created a culture there. Guys came to that team, they locked in, they got focused, and they were able to compete, whether they were guys who were through the farm system, if you will, drafted and brought up like a Tom Brady, or if they were just guys they went and got, mercenaries. Everybody capitulated, everybody jumped in and understood that way. And it tuned up a bunch of rings, a handful +1. And at the end of the day, though, I think people said, I'm going to get you in, I'm going to vote you in, but not this year, so you can have something. Some type of blemish on your record that shows, yeah, we know you were good. Yeah, your teams are great, but we're not letting you in unscathed. And I think that was a reminder over the weekend just of that, hey, we can't stop you from getting in the sense that it would be ridiculous and none of us will have votes ever again because, if we continue to go down this line. But we ain't going to have you in here first ballot. We're not going to have you foolproof without a chink in your armor. And I think that's what it is. I think it's ridiculous in the sense that if he's in, Ephraim, especially him. This isn't a questionable guy where another stat comes up and we go, oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Or, oh, when you do put it that way. Bill Belichick's been in since like 2008. So now that he's not in first ballot, to me, is ridiculous to play that game because he's in or he's not. If he's in, then put the man in. You can talk all the smack you want. I didn't want to put him in, but I did because of this. I know he's in, but I want to make sure I do say that I don't like some of the stuff he did. But if you're not going to put him in, then don't. Or if you are eventually, which is stupid, then just put him in the first time, Ephraim.
Well, I'll tell you this, and we've seen this happen a couple times, most notably T.O.
Yep.
Right? There is no question that T.O. is quite arguably the second best or third best receiver ever to play. When you look at his numbers, you look the competitive spirit he brought to a team. Why didn't he get in the first ballot? Because he rubbed people the wrong way.
Yep.
He did things his way. It didn't always align with other people. And so this is their way of bringing you down a notch.
That's right. It is the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Robert Garrett, me, Rob G, and Ephraim Salaam sitting in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Want to let you know you can stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeartRadio app. Catch us and all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day, and be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. So it'll always pop up at the top of your screen. Ephraim, I mentioned there's a team in the NFL less worried about being right, more worried about getting right. We're talking about the Minnesota Vikings, of course. They are already moving on from J.J. McCarthy. You mentioned coming out of college, people didn't think he was that good, thought it was a reach. They jettisoned Sam Darnold after having a Pro Bowl season. They didn't welcome a meeting with Aaron Rodgers, and they let go of Daniel Jones. So you had division winner, Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion all walk out the door for J.J. McCarthy. Most teams would have said, hey, we're already pot committed. We passed up on all three guys who were objectively better than the guy we stuck with. How much credit are we giving them now for cutting their losses this quickly?
Well, they have to cut them, or you'll get cut. As a head coach, you have to. Once the flood starts getting in, you can't just remove the wall, or they're gonna remove you. And so once you're committed, once you understand we made a mistake, don't double down on the mistake. Right?
Which most teams do.
Well, that's why there's 6 to 9 or 6 to 8 openings every year.
That's a good point.
For head coaching jobs. You can't keep doubling down on it, because now if you make a mistake, if I'm an owner and you come to me and be like, look, we thought this kid was something he wasn't. Mm-hmm. Right? We let a lot of assets walk out and leave.
Right.
But I think there's a way for us to fix this. Right? In the short run, we want to bring in Kyler Murray, who's shown some abilities.
Right.
We run an offense that's conducive for his abilities.
And for good quarterback play.
Yep. We have a history of doing that with others.
Right.
And I think it gives us a little stopgap for this exciting new quarterback class coming up in 2027. If I'm an owner and you come to me as a coach and you say that, I understand that now you know where the mistake was, and you're now trying to fix it. When you double down, I'm looking at you like, oh, you don't even see it. You don't even see it. Like, you don't even know where you've made the mistake.
Right.
And your mistake consistently is costing me more and more money. I gotta get you out of there. So I'm okay with mistakes. Mm-hmm. As a youth basketball coach, it's not about the mistake. It's what happens. It's the play after.
Right.
If you make another mistake and then another mistake, hey, sub, you got to come on over here. You got to come over here.
Yeah.
Right? But if you turn the ball over and you chase somebody down and you get a block or you get a steal, or okay, you get it.
Sure.
And this is the coaching staff like, no, we get it. Mm-hmm. We blew it. We just watched the guy we had and wanted to stay here go win a Super Bowl. We're not going to continue to make the mistake for this young man that we took a flyer on.
Okay. So quick question before we get to Adam Kaplan here at the bottom of the hour in about 2 minutes. You mentioned coaching youth sports. You make the mistake, you make it again. Come sit next to me, we'll talk about it. J.J. McCarthy has only started 10 NFL games.
That's all you need.
That's less than a full season for most rookie quarterbacks.
Do you know what you have?
I'm just asking. Like, are you surprised it was that quick?
No, because in practice, we heard what was happening in practice.
We did.
There's no secrets anymore. Mm-hmm. We heard, this might not be it. All of this, whether he started 10 games, 20 games, we already knew there was buyer's remorse. We already knew it. And if he didn't get hurt, this probably would have happened anyway.
Wow.
And so now, knowing that, and look, you don't know who's going to pan out at quarterback as a first-round draft pick. Mm-hmm. You don't know. There have been top picks in the NBA, the NFL, the number one pick, never pans out. You just don't know, right? It's all potential. It's all taking a flyer. It's all, right? No one knew Patrick Mahomes was going to be Patrick Mahomes except for Kansas City. No one knew that.
Well, Sean Payton said he knew.
Well, he didn't move up and get him.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. And when Kansas City did that, everybody was like, who?
They already got a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Right?
Right there.
And, you got to look past it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where Minnesota is right now. They're looking past the mistake, looking for the answer to the solve, and having Kyler Murray for this year. They sneak into the playoffs. It's a success. Right? Mm-hmm. It's a success. Justin Jefferson get back to where he belongs. It's a success. Right? That's what you want. You don't want that asset like, hey, guys, I got to go.
Well, Kevin O'Connell insists this is not the end of the J.J. McCarthy era in Minnesota. I don't know if I believe him. Adam Kaplan will have the answer for us next. But first, Isaac Lowenkron with the latest in sports. What's up, Ilo?
Hello, Rob and Ephraim, and more headlines made in the NFC North today. A bad break for the Chicago Bears as their head coach Ben Johnson announced newly signed safety Kobe Bryant expected to miss 4 to 6 months after undergoing knee surgery. Bryant injured his knee early in training camp, was initially expected to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. He had just signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Bears after winning a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks last season. The Los Angeles Rams held pass rusher Myles Garrett out of today's joint practice with the Dallas Cowboys because of a knee issue. Receiver Puka Nacua left practice with an undisclosed injury. In Major League Baseball today, the Los Angeles Angels fired pitching coach Mike Maddox. The NBA announced today that the defending champion New York Knicks will host LeBron James and the Philadelphia 76ers on opening night, October 20th. James and the Sixers will additionally visit his former team, the Lakers, on Christmas Day. Finally, Rob and Ephraim, with apologies to the NFL, the toughest player in America might be an unnamed player for Arkansas's Maumelle High School football team, who participated in practice despite feeling unusual movement inside his helmet. After about an hour, the player took the helmet to an assistant coach, where it was discovered that lodged in the padding of the helmet was a venomous 2-foot-long cottonmouth viper snake.
Wow!
Animal control officers removed the snake from the helmet. The player found another helmet and continued to practice. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ilo. It is the odd couple. Rob G, that's me. Ephraim Salaam sitting in for Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Joining us right now, Fox Sports Radio NFL insider.
Yeah.
In the middle of his training camp tour, Adam Kaplan. What's up, Adam?
Applause.
Guys, good
applause.
to talk to you. Guys, thank you. Hey, thank you.
That's my guy, man. How you doing, Adam?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, man.
I know. But, lots going on. I'm just started my tour. I've seen 3 teams, and I'll see 2 tomorrow, and then I'm going to get rolling next week big time.
Well, we'll definitely get into that. But I was told during the update in our ear that you loved what Ephraim said about Kyler Murray, and Ephraim was like, of course he did.
That's right.
Because I'm good at this kind of stuff. So what exactly did you love about what Kyler said about the situation in Minnesota?
First of all, Ephraim played in the scheme that they run in Minnesota. He played in West Coast. So he knows that the quarterback's got to play on time. And it's just interesting that McCarthy was drafted to play in the system and struggled processing. And Kyler Murray's never been a quarterback who's played on time, but clearly won the starting job, as I was told a couple hours ago. They didn't want to delay the inevitable. They knew that Kyler had it, and that's why they did it now. But again, Ephraim knows he's watched Matt Schaub and other quarterbacks play in this scheme
and have ultimate success.
Yeah.
And what I was saying is, look, we understand what the quarterback class next year is going to look like in the draft.
They hope. Everyone's hoping. Yeah.
Right. Like there's some names there that will be available that you can really say, okay, look, we're going to draft this guy and we're going to bet the next 10 years on him. Obviously, J.J. McCarthy's not that guy. It's not that guy. And I want to get off of that, and I want to get on to, out of all the places you've been so far, right? You've been at five or six training camps so far?
Well, tomorrow I've seen 5 teams.
Okay. So out of the 4 you've seen, who's impressed you the most?
I got to tell you, the Giants, first of all, seeing John Harbaugh on the Giants practice field was bizarre to me. And then, of course, I was at Baltimore today, and he wasn't there. But which is odd, going back to back. But he's got things humming. And let me set the scene, right? So John Harbaugh's an all-special teams guy. He was a longtime special teams coach for the Eagles before he became the head coach of the Ravens. So they have a warm-up here, which is pretty long. And they did 45 minutes They were using two fields, but one of them was half a field just doing special teams work. Like, that's unheard of. But that's the discipline, guys. And you, Ephraim, as a player, when somebody comes in that's new to the club, they got to set the example. And it's a longest practice, by the way. I was talking to someone with the Ravens today. He does things specifically to test the players. What does it 1:30, middle of the afternoon, 90-degree weather, okay? Could have done it at 7 a.m. to help the players out. He didn't do that. He wants to set the toughness. And there's tremendous discipline just being around him. Very business-like club. So you asked me right off the bat, they've got it going on. There's a tremendous discipline, which they needed. There was total chaos last season with Brian Daboll in his last year. And then they got it humming. And I'll tell you what, they've added a ton of talent on offense. I was very impressed with what I saw from their offensive talent.
And I said, I think it was yesterday, I was saying that what we do know about the Giants is they need an adult in the room. Right?
Yes,
when you look at Jackson Dart and you look at Scatterbull, they need an adult in the room, and Harbaugh is that guy. Like, if not, this thing was about to go off the rails, for real, seriously. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need to be some serious stuff because those two guys, they may not make it through half a season with the way they play. One dude's doing backflips on the stage, the other guy's throwing his head into the 300-pound lineman. But yeah, I know you visited the Baltimore Ravens as well during this training camp tour.
Yeah,
they
today,
got
actually.
Yeah, they got a new coach in place as well. Lamar Jackson has been arguably the best quarterback in the NFL the last 3 or 4 seasons. He had a down year last year because of injury. Can we expect a bounce back from him with this new regime, or is it going to be an adjustment period?
Well, Jesse Minter, the head coach, they're going to run the ball. This is with Derrick Henry that it's going to start with him. But what I find interesting is they're going to change it up a little bit in terms of philosophy. This is hard to believe, and the first time probably in, I don't know, over a decade that I saw this, but they don't have a fullback. Like Patrick Ricard now, who's one of the best fullbacks in the NFL, went with Harbaugh to the Giants. And Declan Doyle, who's the youngest offensive coordinator in the National Football League, he came over from Chicago. He was not the play caller last year with Ben Johnson. He was called the offensive coordinator, but he didn't call the plays. First time at 30 years old he's calling plays. But his roots are with Sean Payton. He coached with the Saints, and he was on Sean's staff early on with the Broncos. So it's going to look different. Yes, they're going to run the ball. It's going to revolve around play action and the run game, but they're going to bring a lot of different concepts. I really look forward to seeing what Baltimore does. It's going to look different, but unfortunately, and I saw it happen. I was able to see the injury happen. Nate Wiggins, their top corner, the left cornerback, number 2, he went up. It was a deep route, left corner in the end zone, and he went up with Jacoby Lane, their third-round receiver out of USC, who really, really looks good, by the way, really having a great camp. Wiggins writhing in pain, holding his left knee and leg. It looked bad. He's having testing, as I understand it, and they're hoping for the best. But if he's out for a long time or the season, they're in trouble because their backups, other than T.J. Champa, are all journeymen. Chidobe Awuzie, who will step in for Wiggins at least temporarily, is there. Amani Aworiye, formerly of the Lions, was a draft pick, is there. So I'm hoping that this is not a long-term injury, but we'll see.
Let's talk about the Eagles. You visited them this training camp.
Yep.
I guess this is the new look Eagles. I guess I think Jalen Hurts is still on the hot seat, possibly. Is this what you saw in training camp? Are they going back to 2 years ago where they were a heavy run, heavy Saquon Barkley team, or are they trying to kind of usher Jalen Hurts into a more of a dynamic, pass the ball down the field type of quarterback?
All right, so what's interesting is what you brought up was their offense in 2022, the first year that A.J. Brown was there. They made a decision that they were going to throw the ball deep. The league had no idea what to expect. Hurts and Brown were unbelievable. And then it kind of cratered. The offense coordinator, Brian Johnson, got caught in between Hurts and Nick Sirianni, who they were not having a great relationship at 23. They mended fences. Everything was great. Won a Super Bowl, though, as you talked about. Barkley signs there, has the best season in NFL history from beginning to end. It's incredible. Then last season, Ephraim, their offensive line just got old real quick, beat up. Cam Jurgens had surgery, their center. Then Dickerson had, I think, his 5th knee surgery. He's had back problems. And Lane Johnson, who's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, the right tackle, he wound up getting hurt last season. He had the Lisfranc rupture. He's fine now. But he's back. He left the team temporarily to tend to personal business. But the thing is, Ephraim, they're definitely getting back to the run. It starts with the run. As long as Barkley is there, they're going to run it. But they're going to the first time in Nick Sirianni's 6 years. They're going to West Coast scheme. And Sean Mannion he just retired 3 years ago. Now he's calling plays. It looks different. It's really odd watching Hurts trying to get the ball out quickly. Like I'm seeing, you mentioned Jackson Dart. They're going to West Coast.
Yeah.
Dart's not real comfortable with it. He's a playmaker, real athletic, scrambler. He'll make a lot of plays, and he gives up play. He makes bad decisions. So it's good. You got to be patient, Giant fans. But they got a lot of talent. But getting back to Philly to finish them off, they have enough there from their skill set at receiver and tight end to get this done. But Hurts has just got to play consistently on time. He's never done that since he was drafted in 2020.
I guess it's essentially a make-or-break year for him, right?
In a way, because he's due for an extension. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
In fact, there's not a lot of guaranteed money in next year's contract. He's going to want a new deal if he plays well. And you're right. I can't argue with you. He's got to play well this season for him to extend it.
His name's Adam Kaplan, Fox Sports Radio, NFL Insider. Adam, enjoy the rest of the training camp tour, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you, Cap.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right, coming up next, Ephraim. It's a decision that continues to backfire, and yet they can't stop making it in the NFL. We'll get into that next. It is The Odd Couple with me, Rob G, Robert Gary, Ephraim Salaam, sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. This is The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. The Cowboys and Quinnen Williams reach an agreement on a 3-year, $106 million deal, making him one of, not the highest, but one of the highest paid defensive linemen in all of football. So guys got us thinking like, hey, Dak's back. CeeDee Lamb says you got the best wide receiver pairing in football. The O-line's pretty good. The running game's pretty good. Quinnen Williams is obviously handsomely paid. He's pretty good. They're saying Caleb Downs was the best player in the draft last season. They got him falling there. Why not the Dallas Cowboys in 2026?
Exactly. Excuseless. That's what I'm going to call them, from excuseless, meaning this is the year, no excuses, right? You can say, oh, well, last year we had a new coach, Schottenheimer, and this, that. Well, this ain't year one. And Dak Prescott's already come out and said this is a Super Bowl caliber team. And you look at last year, they were 7-9-1. Obviously not the season they wanted, but when you look at what they were able to do offensively, Ephraim, you're talking about ranking first in the NFL passing yards per game, 7th in points per game. And then, of course, we know this team has loaded with weapons on the offensive side of the ball. You got CeeDee Lamb is the number one. And then you got, of course, Pickens. He's like a number one on another team, but he might be your number two. And he was been spectacular, 1,400 yards last year and was a second-team All-Pro. So I'm looking at this as you already know offensively what you have. Dak Prescott at this point can run the offense with his eyes closed, but it's all about the defensive side. They're kind of the NFC version of the Cincinnati Bengals, right? Both have prolific wide receivers. One quarterback I think is better than the other, but Dak Prescott has been really good throughout his career. It comes down to playoff performance, but the defensive side of the ball has really jacked up both of those teams. So they trade for Rashawn Gary, right? They get him. We just talked about Quentin Williams, who had 11.5 sacks. Spectacular, man, clogging up the middle and getting after the quarterback. They got Sam Williams. They got they re-signed him, I should say. They got Kobe Durant as well through free agency to help, of course, with some of the takeaways. I mean, they have done, and that's just a half of the moves. You talk about drafting Caleb Downs as well and Malachi Lawrence too. So they've got a bunch of talent on this team. And to me, I look at it as, well, I don't want to hear any more excuses. I don't want to hear Jerry Jones talking like this, Ephraim telling me, well, if we only had this and if I only had that. I don't want to hear it. You got everything you need. You got some defensive players now. The offense looked like it could be just as potent as it was last year, maybe a hair better. I don't want to hear it. Cowboy fans, we don't want to hear it. Go get it done. Because the only team we all agree, at least on paper, looks like they should be great in the NFC is the Rams, right? I think they're the prohibitive favorites. If you're the Seahawks, you say, hold on, we smacked them up in the NFC Championship game. Sam Darnold had the game of his life. Don't sleep on us. We're the reigning champs. Okay, so you put respect on their name. Outside of that, NFC North, NFC North looks to me like it's going to be a bunch of really good teams, but no behemoth. We'll see if the Bears can keep going. Can the Lions bounce back? Can Kyler Murray all of a sudden resurge with the Vikings? And the Packers, are they just going to be, again, win 10-11, but you don't really feel them as a threat. So there's really no other team in the NFC. The NFC, South, you're not really looking at them as some behemoths as well, especially we don't know what's going on with Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. So my point is, you get to the NFC Championship game against the Rams, say it's them. Hey, and at that point, let the chips fall where they may. You got a chance to get to the Super Bowl. But what I don't want to hear from moving forward is excuses. You've righted up this defensive side of the ball as best you can in one offseason. Obviously, if you had a couple, 2 or 3 years, you could do more. But off one offseason, and again, they're similar to what the Bengals have been trying to do. Get some defensive pieces. Get some guys that can keep a lead up when Joe Burrow gets you, you're up 10 and you still don't have to lose. When he's thrown 4 or 5 touchdowns and he doesn't have to lose those games. So to me, there seem like there's similar AFC, NFC teams between the Bengals and the Cowboys. But that's how I view it, Ephraim. I just don't want to hear it anymore. Your quarterback couldn't get more veteran. Your receivers couldn't get more potent. You picked up pieces. You got a second year with your coach now. Get it done.
All that sounds great. You just went on a diatribe of the Dallas Cowboys. This is their year. They're coming out of
that's Rob G.
They're coming out of the NFC. Oh, well, you just gave him all the points why it should, right? He made the statement.
I'm saying for them, yeah.
He made the statement, and you backed it up with giving all the facts and all of that. The one fact you left
I got the Lions
out,
and the Rams, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I mean, it felt like you had the Dallas Cowboys. To that point, you're forgetting one major thing, and you too, Rob. They are the Dallas Cowboys. And you can say, well, Ephraim, what does that mean? It means it's been 30-plus years since a Dallas Cowboys team has done anything of note.
No Diddy references here today. It is The Odd Couple with me, Rob G. If you're nasty, sitting in with former NFL offensive lineman, film producer Ephraim Salaam. We're in for The Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, both down in Hotlanta.
Are we an odd couple?
We're more odd than they are.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay.
What's the first thing that makes us opposite?
Well, height.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay. Height, ethnicity.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you guys were the same. What?
I don't see color, Alex.
Oh, no?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't do that.
Racist.
I tell people all the time, no, we don't see color. Well, you
probably should.
Because the world does.
Yes, it does. Yep.
What else? I was an athlete. You weren't.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
You
fault.
are talking to an all-league honorable mention player in the Del Rio League 2005.
What sport? Soccer?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
That's got to be racist.
I'm sorry. Football?
That's right.
Football's better.
I would have owned you in high school. No, real football. American football.
I'm sorry.
I would have blown through Ephraim in high school.
What was the league called?
Del Rio League Football, Division 7 here in Southern California.
The Del Rio thing threw me off, and then I was like, this is World Cup. We've been inundated with the World Cup. I apologize. I overspoke. I overstepped my bounds. I apologize for that. Okay. What position?
I played outside linebacker.
Dog walked.
Dog. Are you kidding me? You're
Dog
too tall.
Brother.
You could not bend low enough to stop me.
So because we're on YouTube,
yes,
what I'm going to ask you to do, for those who are driving in the car, I'm sorry, but I'll describe it. I'm going to stand up right here.
Okay.
I'm going to have Rob stand up.
Oh, man.
And all I'm going to do is extend my hand to touch his chest.
The illusion that I'm 5'7" is about to disappear.
If he could touch me. All right? I'm doing it right now.
You know I can't touch you.
Standing up.
Joke's on you. He's been standing.
That's fun. That's good.
Look, you know I can't touch you.
Nope, hold on. Square your shoulders.
What does that have to do with anything?
So what happens is if I'm playing offensive line and you're an outside linebacker and you're rushing off the edge.
Or if I'm off ball.
Number one, we're talking high school. We're not talking pros.
Right.
Number one, I was faster than you in the pros. Number two.
I didn't play the pros.
No, but what I'm saying, in high school, I was faster than you were in high school.
Okay.
Number two, I was more athletic than you were in high school.
Okay.
And we'll just do both of our senior years. So if I would have put my hands on you as you're rushing off, there's nothing. If you can't touch me, you can't beat me. Is that what I'm saying? Okay. So when I say I would have dog walked you, I would have literally grabbed you by your throat, and you couldn't have gotten my hand off of you because you couldn't touch me. That's what I mean. That's all.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yes.
If I were not 14 inches shorter than you. So if I'm hypothetically coming around the edge, you could not reach low enough.
Why not?
To get to my, because I'm too bent for you to get down that low.
So my knees don't bend then.
You'd have to sit down for you to get that low.
If you went that low, then I would just continue to push you right on down to the ground.
You wouldn't be able to reach me.
Rob, let me tell you this, son.
You are 11 feet tall.
Let me tell you this.
Yes.
I was only like 6'5" and caught my senior year.
Yeah, I played against guys who were 6'5" in high school.
6'5", 185.
Oh, I would have blown through your chest then. 108. You were Rob Parker out here playing left tackle.
So I'm gonna pull up a picture of me.
You have pictures? You are Rob Parker.
I'm gonna
you got pictures of yourself in high school in your phone?
And I want you to pull a picture up of you in high school.
Swolled up in high school.
And then maybe we'll give them to Elijah and he can post them.
I was probably your skin complexion.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that has to do with me dog walking you, but okay. All right, brother.
All right, quickly. Speaking of getting dog walked.
Racist.
Did you hear what happened at the Bucks-Jets joint practice today?
No. What happened?
A whole lot of nothing. They got into 5 fights. Ephraim, what is the point of having a joint practice if you ain't getting no work done because everybody's fighting the whole damn time?
So sometimes the players are a little bit smarter than the coaches.
They fight on purpose.
I'm not saying this has ever happened for me. Allegedly, I've heard of certain,
I've never done it.
Certain packs being made where if you can't get through a drill without fighting, they're gonna call the drill off and move on, and then call that drill off and move on. You may have to do a little extra conditioning, but you don't have to hit anybody.
Which is the whole goal of practice to begin with.
Sometimes you don't want to hit. Right? What's it been, about 2 weeks of practice? These are the dog days, man. It's hot. These are the dog days of practice. Number one, you're irritated. And the reason for joint practices is because you really get tired of beating up on your own guys.
I'm tired of beating up on you.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to find this picture. You'll find that picture.
You have it in your phone.
When we come back at the top of the hour, we'll let the people vote, right? We got YouTube. We'll let them.
Elijah's already texted me. Just send it to me right here.
Right there. Gotcha.
I don't like that. Well, we'll have that apparently at the top of the hour. We also got some thoughts on NBA opening night schedule. I think they missed the mark. We'll get into that next. Odd Couple.
We are Fox Sports.
it's hard to argue. I mean, I don't find a lot of inaccuracies in what he said. His family situation was made public consumption for years and years and years with a lot of people weighing on it. The vaccination status, the whole fiasco there, the Fauci stuff, the inability for that network to want to cover the Rossini situation when they were so willing to cover it. It's just an odd way that it was handled, and it sounded like a guy that was ready to get all of that revenge all in one sit down with Pat McAfee.
This goes back to, I think, this idea of accountability, though, too. And I think you go back to that time period. Well, let's just talk COVID. You know, he wasn't completely innocent of how he went about discussing it, right? Immunized versus saying vaccinated, and kind of the tricky way he went about doing it. Now, that being said, I think his issue is more like, hey, this is what I'm doing. No different than Kyrie Irving, who I believe lost, I think, $11.4 million during that period in time because of, you know, how he handled himself and people who didn't want to get vaccinated or did, whatever the case may be. But the point is for the people who were on that side, if they didn't want to get vaccinated, there was no one defending them. It was open seizing on those people. And I think that's where the frustration comes is, you know, outside of Stephen A. Smith apologizing to Kyrie Irving, like, there were no apologies. When have you heard anyone apologize to Aaron Rodgers about how they handled everything about him saying he was immunized? It's never happened.
It doesn't do away with the realities that we faced during COVID, though. To me, you get your victory lap and that's cool. But while I understand where he's coming from, and I'm I have no beef with Aaron Rodgers not wanting to get the vaccination. I would just say, if I'm speaking for it comes across as another form of woke, to be honest. Like, and I know everybody's tired of woke. That was woke. What he did was pretty woke, and sometimes people don't take kindly to being woke about how you feel about something. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. So he did get a victory lap, and for what it's worth, what he said had a lot of validity to it, but that doesn't do away with the realities that we as a nation and a country, what we face. We lost a lot of people to that disease, or to the illness. What are the COVID-19? What is it called?
Minnesota Vikings today named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings' first-round pick 2 years ago, will be the backup. Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson announced that newly signed safety Kobe Bryant is expected to miss 4 to 6 months after undergoing knee surgery. Bryant injured his knee early in camp and was initially expected to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. Bryant signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Bears after winning a Super Bowl last season with the Seahawks. NBA announced the defending champion New York Knicks will host LeBron James and the Philadelphia 76ers on opening night, October the 20th. In Major League Baseball today, the Los Angeles Angels fired pitching coach Mike Maddox. On the field right now, the Cubs have a 5-3 lead at Washington, top of the fourth. The Cubs' Pete Crow Armstrong with his 27th home run of the season. The Nationals' C.J. Abrams with his 29th home run. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Can't believe I'm arguing with the guy who's bragging about being built like Rob Parker.
Okay.
Oh, 6'5", 180 pounds.
Yeah, that's how he's built now as a grown man.
I'm just saying, over here bragging about it.
I was that as a 16-year-old.
So you were a young Rob Parker. Anyways, we'll get into that later.
Well, we could talk about how you were built in this.
Yes,
How old were you here?
The same. I was 17.
17?
No, I was 16 in that picture.
Yeah, well. So two 16-year-olds against each other.
Yeah. One of them looks like Rob Parker. One of them looks the way I still look now. I haven't grown since 6th grade. And it shows.
We all had choices,
Whatever.
man.
It is the Odd Couple with me, Robert Garrett.
Should have tried harder in high school, but Kyler Murray's the starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, whatever. Former
Right?
NFL offensive lineman.
Kyler Murray's he's there.
Apparently the greatest high school player ever, Ephraim Salaam.
No.
For Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington.
I was a pretty good 16-year-old player as a senior, 2 years younger than everybody else, though.
Why?
I skipped 2 grades.
Why?
Because I was being disruptive in class, but my
that
grades
makes sense.
didn't reflect that.
Oh, you had like 9 people in your high school? Is that what it was?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, I get it. It's fine.
No, I went from 1st to 3rd to 5th.
All right.
So I skipped 2nd and
Well, those are the
4th
easy
grade.
grades anyway. Tell me you skipped freshman and sophomore year. Don't
No,
tell
you
me
don't want to do that.
I skipped addition and I skipped reading.
Well, that's how you get to high school at 13 and graduate at 16.
Nah, whatever. That's not impressive to me.
Like I said.
I know how to read.
Like I said, you should have tried harder in high school, man. It's all there. I mean, I'm not making it up.
You didn't even go to high school. You just said you skipped all the years.
I did not. I skipped.
So you didn't try harder in elementary school
and 4th grade.
So you didn't try in elementary school.
No, I didn't have to. It was easy.
Okay.
I could read. I could
so
write.
You didn't start trying until later.
You had to force myself to try because everything came easy.
So what do you tell your kids then? Because I'm sure they had to try in elementary school.
I have a 12-year-old right now who's gifted. And
so he didn't try in elementary
No. He has to try now.
Okay.
He didn't try in elementary school, and he tested off the charts.
Right.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Because now things are getting a little bit more difficult.
Right.
And he doesn't even have he didn't develop how to study and how to prepare. He's literally just reading it and doing it, and it's easy.
Kyler Murray didn't study or prepare, and he just got himself a new gig.
That's true.
All right?
That's true.
And for all you people, the YouTubians, the Odd Mob, will read some of your comments throughout the show. I see you talking about, we're not getting any calls, another Rob Parker podcast. We have Trash Talk coming up in about 40 minutes.
This is Trash Talk
Pump
Tuesday.
your brakes, okay? You guys are ridiculous.
We've sent our photo evidence to social media guru Elijah, and he will be posting them. So please check those out and tell us who you'd put your money on. Check it out.
Oh, God.
Both of those kids are 16.
Whatever.
One's
you got
me,
the 1981 pads on.
One's me and one's this guy. Who do you think could get to the quarterback or stop somebody from getting to the quarterback?
Me.
With them armbands and
yes, I was so look how jacked I was back then.
Jacked.
Yes, jacked and tan.
Okay.
Look how skinny you were.
I see at Widow's Peak you have.
I did. I had to shave it off. You see that? Leave that guy hair. What happened to your hair?
It's gone, man. It's gone. I have hair in this picture.
Yeah, you do.
I have hair in this picture.
Oh my God.
But that's a 16-year-old. We're both 16 there. What year was that for you?
That would have been 2005. 4.
Yeah, that was 93 for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always thought we were closer in age.
No. Look, and there's the basketball me.
You look bigger in your basketball.
Did you play basketball too?
I stopped growing in 6th grade.
Did you play
though? I did at rec leagues.
Because that guy would have put you in the room.
He probably would have.
He would have definitely
probably
put
would
you
have.
in the rim. No, but I'm a proponent of DNA as a real thing.
I agree.
And so a lot of people and a lot of parents put a lot of pressure on their younger kids talking about, if you do this, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Steph Curry. Steph Curry's father was one of the greatest shooters to play in the NBA. And
Steph is not small.
He's not.
He's small by NBA standards.
6'3".
He's 6'3", like a $190.
He's not a tiny person.
Yeah.
And so, and in baseball, the same way. I see a lot of parents really, hammering down of, you can do this and you can go to the league. And DNA is a real thing. There's a reason why there are more second-generation NFL players and NBA players. This is a real thing, right? So my kids are going to be – they're already athletic, super athletic. My 12-year-old is 5'7", according to his physical he took on Monday. And that's your height.
That is
literally.
With shoes on.
And he has essentially 9 more years to grow.
Wow.
So I tell him all the time, one day you're going to wake up 6'9", and then your journey will be different.
And then you better be good at sports.
Your path will be different.
Yeah.
But at 6'9", they'll wait for you to be good.
You'll
get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity.
If you are 6'9" and you don't play sports, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, they do that all the time. They go other places, other countries, and they see a kid walking around who's 16, 6'9", like, hey, he's like, I play soccer. They're like, no.
No.
Come with me, sir.
I'm really into building computers. Not anymore,
Not
son.
today. not today. You know what? You can do that later.
Right.
But right now, we're going to do this. So
Okay, so before we get to this NBA topic.
Yes, let's do it.
DJ Alex Teicher on the Wheels of Steel has the YouTubians, the Odd Mob, weighing in hot and heavy on this topic. What you got, Alex?
So it's funny because since we have such a odd couple in today for the odd couple, I thought, why don't we peruse the YouTubians and see what they have to say?
Okay, all
This is
right.
my favorite one of the day so far. I've never heard of this name before, but Bo Benson 536 says, "Who's the 8th grader hosting with Ephraim?" That's a good one. That's a good one.
I could pass as a 10-year-old Samoan kid. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
If
right
you
now,
shaved?
today,
If I
yes.
shaved, I totally
right
could.
now you can go to North Hollywood right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You'd actually get a scholarship probably. This one's good. Sean Thross Good says, "This is the best duo on The Odd Couple so far."
Thank
All
you.
right, I'll take that.
That's not bad.
I like that.
Right?
I like
That's
that.
a good one.
You hear that, Scott?
This one's for Ephraim, so this one's really fun. This is from Damien9250 said, "Skipping any elementary school is not a flex. Those are basic classes."
Oh, that's right.
So,
All right.
That's right.
I asked him how old he was when he graduated high school.
I'll definitely get on that.
I'll definitely get into
Because
that.
I was in college at 16.
This is another good one here. This is Clegg5712 says, "Damn, no Collins today? I guess this is the type of lame podcast Rob Parker be talking about." So,
Hey, Rob Parker hosts a lame podcast that I produce. What are you talking about?
what's that one again?
It's called the Inside the Parker podcast.
What's that drop?
It actually dropped earlier today.
Let's go!
Because Rob's off all week. I'm like, I'm going to publish it early. I ain't doing
Oh,
nothing else.
God.
Oh, God.
I was going to do it
God.
on the fridge, but I thought it's a little too high.
Oh, God. Don't bring up the fridge.
What?
Around. We'll get to that. We'll tell you about that maybe
Please,
tomorrow.
I need
There's
some insight.
Rob
Ephraim,
Parker.
that's a move.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Ephraim probably could use the fridge back today. So
Oh, yeah. Because he said, think about it, Ephraim. How many girls could say they've done something on the fridge? It's a memory. And then think about it, Ephraim. You're doing your business. You open the fridge. You got whipped cream. That's a move.
That is a move.
No, we had different paths.
Yeah,
make choices.
Yes.
We all make choices. Some good, some Rob Parkers.
Okay, so speaking of bad choices,
Yes.
all right. NBA opening week has been announced, all the national games.
Love it.
I want to focus specifically on opening night.
Okay.
Okay. It opens up 3 p.m. Eastern for whatever reason. Celtic.
Wait. 3 p.m. Eastern?
Yes.
What?
Celtics.
What day is that?
It's on a Tuesday.
Oh, my. No, stop.
Hey, you ain't putting kids in school either. You didn't
3
think,
p.m.
you didn't-
Eastern.
You didn't think schooling was important?
3 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, 3 p.m. Eastern.
That's noon.
Yes,
Here.
noon, 12:30.
A game is on.
Celtics at Pistons.
Okay.
Shout out Adam Silver. The nightcap, Thunder at Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
The primetime game, Sixers at Knicks.
Okay.
And I don't know about you, but I got a problem with that. Because Adam Silver and the NBA at large continues to refuse to promote the next wave of stars the way that they should.
Ah, that's a good point. Okay.
They have been stuck on the LeBron, Steph, KD era for 20 years now. God forbid you mention, hey, SGA, back-to-back MVP, that team statistically has been the best team in the league now for about 2.5, 3 seasons. Maybe we should make them the marquee matchup. Or, since it is, we're going to celebrate the New York Knicks, it's ring night, the greatest team in NBA history, the playoff Knicks. Maybe we should have a finals rematch and put the next big thing, Victor Wembanyama, in New York to take on the New York Knicks. But no. Instead, my guy Adam Silver latches on to LeBron James once again, knowing full well that for all the pomp and circumstance, for all the celebration regarding LeBron James, his teams have not really been in the mix at all for the last 5 years. And it's not like he hasn't had talent yet. Anthony Davis, of course, Luka Doncic most recently.
Won a championship with Anthony Davis.
He did.
So go ahead.
But after that, he's been out in the first round a couple of times, missed the playoffs a couple of times, got swept out of the playoffs a couple of times. And yet, they continue to promote him, and to a lesser extent, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, and make them the faces of the league, rather than getting with the times, having a forward-thinking mindset, and putting out the next wave of stars.
Which is?
Victor Wembanyama.
Victor.
SGA.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Why on earth has Adam Silver and the powers that be decided that they would rather give us the hypothetical supposed rivalry matchup here between Philadelphia and New York when those two teams have only met in the playoffs twice in 50 years? What rivalry is there to promote outside of come see LeBron James against the defending champions? Make it make sense.
Well, I will. The reason that they're still riding the coattails of these great players that you mentioned, most notably LeBron James, is because that's what the people want to see. The fans want to see that. Adam Silver is aware of the metrics, aware of viewership, aware of all of the ratings for everybody. They understand. You got to remember, Adam Silver begged LeBron to make a decision so they can make the schedule. This is the reason why. If LeBron is in Golden State, then it's Golden State versus the Lakers on opening night, right? If LeBron goes to, wherever else, it's that team. Because he understands people still revere and love or hate watch LeBron James.
Okay.
Now, him going to Philadelphia, which is a stone's throw from New York.
Which he's probably going to live there, right? Is what they said.
That in itself is must-see TV. We want to see that. We want to see Brunson and LeBron and Kat and Jaylen Brown and Embiid. Like, we want to see that. So he's giving the fans and the people what they want to see. Now, you may be irked and you may be like, it's time for the Young Bucks. But out of all of those players that you mentioned, Anthony Edwards, Shea, and Wemby, who's box office? Who's must-see TV? Wemby. Right? Wemby.
They just had the highest ratings in the finals.
That's what I'm saying. Wemby is one of the only ones out of those three. So who else? What other young star is box office? That's the problem. They went and, for years they've been like Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards. You're going to be the face of the league. I don't want it. Oh, okay. I don't want it. That ain't got nothing to do with me, folk. I'm just balling. Oh, okay. Well, who else out of these young? The problem with Shea is the way his style of play kind of turned a lot of people off this playoff
foul
run.
merchant.
right? Like it got gross all of a sudden. I'm one of those people. I was like, you're too good, too skilled to throw your body on the floor like that. It just when you're drawing a foul, you should also try to make the shot. That's the whole thing. Like, you don't pump fake and then cannonball your body into them facing the opposite direction like you're going to shoot, but you don't actually shoot it. It's just a style of and a brand of basketball that a lot of people don't want to see. So out of those three young stars, you say, Victor Wembanyama, yes. And they're playing later on that night, right? But for
not the marquee game.
But the marquee game is obviously the Knicks, who've won the championship, going against their rival now in the East in Philadelphia with the addition of Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. That, to me, is must-see TV, and that's why it's there. It's not so much we're going to keep pandering to these older stars, but Steph Curry's still box office, right? And until they're not, this is what the league or the networks are going to do. And if you're running the business, you do that. Right. You're not going to give people a bunch of stuff that they don't want to see.
Sure, but the NFL doesn't have this problem because they will, hey, Peyton Manning's out, got a new guy coming in.
But you know why?
Tom Brady's out, we got a new guy
coming in. That's a good point. You know why?
Why?
Because the NBA is a players' league. It's built on players. The shield.
So don't they have to build the players?
No. The players come with it. They didn't build LeBron James.
Steph and KD were not Steph and KD when they first broke in.
When KD came into the league, he was KD. Are you kidding me?
He was not marketed the way that he is now.
No, because he became a 7-foot sharpshooter.
Right.
Steph Curry became the greatest shooter of all time. He did.
And they did a great job of marketing him.
LeBron James became what they thought LeBron James was going to be.
He became better than I think.
In the NFL, it's not like that. Saquon Barkley had one of the greatest years any player has ever had 2 years ago. Yeah, he got the cover of Madden. He got all these things. But we're just talking about the team. The NFL is built around team. The NBA is built on individuals. Their individual talent, because you can take over a game by yourself in the NBA. You can't take over a game by yourself. Well, Saquon Barkley did, yeah, but there was 5 guys in front of Saquon Barkley that helped him take over that game, and that's the difference. Basketball is an ultimate team game.
Right.
But football, in order to be that guy and be that standout, you need all 10 other players on either side of the ball to be great for you to be great.
Okay, Ephraim, I'm going to ask you this one question.
And I'll get one answer.
What was the most watched regular season game in the NBA season last year?
Regular season.
Yep.
Spurs, OKC?
That is correct.
Absolutely.
So why on earth are neither of those teams in the marquee matchup? Because you're telling me it's a numbers game and the audience is going to dictate what you want to watch. They told you.
You know why?
We want to watch high-level basketball, and that 7'12" dude right there in San Antonio is box office.
You know why?
Why?
Because there was resolution there. There was resolution there. The reason it was the most watched game last year is because, do you remember how OKC started the season?
Yeah, like 22-2 or something like that, yeah.
People were like, no one can beat them. Until they played the Spurs.
And they beat them a lot.
And then they played the Spurs again.
And they beat them again.
And then they played the Spurs again. And so now, now people are like, oh, this is something. It became, now guess what? If OKC beats the Spurs, it's not the most watched game. It's not the most watched game. It's not. If they beat the Spurs,
you mean if they blow them out?
If they came and they beat them, the first 2 times they beat them, they're just beating everybody. But this was the one team that they did not have an answer for in that story. As someone who's a writer and can create a narrative and create a story, that's a story that I can sell, and that's a story that I have people opt in to watching. That's the great thing about sport. It's competition, but there's a story behind the competition. We want to see if LeBron James at 50 can go out here, at 41, can go out here and play up against the defending champions with his new team and win. That's a story. That's something you want to sign up for. You don't want to sign up for the OKC Spurs matchup that you already saw the outcome of that, not only in the series, but during the regular season. That's not a story.
Okay.
You would automatically be like, the Spurs are going to beat them because they've been beating them all last year. Where's the draw? Where is the draw there?
Beat the crap out of the Sixers.
Not now. You get what I'm saying? I saw it click in your mind. I saw it click. You was like, damn, he got a point. Oh, my goodness. He's right.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, shucks. I didn't even think about that like that. But that's what it's about, man. It's about the story is what brings the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not a compelling story, OKC and Spurs are not compelling.
Okay.
It was last year, but the Spurs put that to bed. So now what's the new story?
All right. I understand. Well, speaking of compelling, there's an NBA player who fancies himself a superstar. And the league as a whole keeps telling him, you're more like a Jag. We'll get into that next. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. It is The Odd Couple with me, Robert Garrett. Rob G, if you're nasty, with former NFL offensive lineman Ephraim Salaam sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. This is The Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio. Mike Sando, the athletic friend of the show, does a great job, canvasses the league, 50 executives, coaches of all walks of the NFL, weighing in on the NFL quarterback situation. And surprise, surprise, when it came time to the Tier 1 and QB1 overall, it was none other than Patrick Mahomes sits alone at the top spot. However, it should be noted, guys, for the first time since 2022, we actually had one voter, an anonymous GM, who had the cojones to actually place Mahomes in Tier 2. The first time in 4 seasons somebody said it with their chest. Mahomes hasn't really been great for the last couple of years. I'm not just going to give him QB1 a reputation, but again, it's only 1 out of 50. 49 others feel differently.
Yeah, this is why this list doesn't mean anything to me. If you can tell me you've watched Patrick Mahomes over the last few years and he's the same quarterback as when he broke into the league, I don't think you're being honest. I don't think you've really watched him because he's not the same quarterback. This is a reputation pick. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen should be number 1 or whatever, but Patrick Mahomes is definitely on the other side, going the other way. And we talked about it. We've talked about it on the show. I got into it with Trey Wingo, who acted as if he was still the same guy from when he broke into the league and started on an incredible run, which is fine. Nobody's trying to take anything away from him. But can we deal in the here and now and stop off of reputation? He's not the best quarterback in the NFL. He's just not. And you can make all the excuses you want to make. They make them for Patrick. Oh, you know, a running game. Oh, you know, this. He didn't have receivers. Oh, they had too many drops. Dude, if you want to play that game, we could play that game with every quarterback. Drops, no running game, bad offensive line. We could do that. Come on, dude, stop. You can't keep doing that. And I think you lose credibility, seriously, and this list. I take this list with a grain of salt, except for when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. That's the only thing they got right.
Wait, so now you take it with a spoonful of sugar when it's there?
No, because I think they're more accurate on the Shedeur, not the fans who just like him and his name and his flair and all that. He's, but if you really look at the numbers, like it was the worst starting quarterback in the history of the NFL who started.
Do you think he was the worst starting quarterback in the history of the NFL, though?
Yeah,
because numbers can have
by stats.
Right, but I'm saying
I do. I thought he was terrible.
I don't agree with that.
I thought he was terrible.
He wasn't great. He had to be the first to
and
tell
if
you
his
that.
name was Joe Smith, he wouldn't be on the team.
But
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that because I actually want to go with your Joe Smith scenario. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, you know what I think, Rob? I think he could use a little bit of being knocked down a little bit. The ESPN one had him at second for the first time in I think it's like the last 5-6 years. And this one, he's tier 1 and QB1. Had he been tier 1 QB4, I wouldn't have been mad at that, because every now and again you need to be reminded of where you are and how you've been performing. And he hasn't been great. He's been good at best when he used to be great at minimum, amazing at best. I mean, Rob, you look at when Patrick Mahomes was Patrick Mahomes, and the reason why every kid like 14 and under had a haircut like him is because he was giving you 5,000 yards with 50 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. The next year, 26 and 5, only 5 interceptions, QBR of 105. Then you go to 38 and 6 interceptions, 4,700 yards, 4,800 yards in 2021, 37 touchdowns, 13. 2022, 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. So my point is, dude, there's been some bail. I've tossed him bail. You know that. All right, well, let's just see. Receivers were heard. This wasn't operating.
When they came back, you thought that it was going to be, and you remember what happened? It didn't happen.
Yeah, in 2024, the numbers don't look horrible, 26 and 11, but you're Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? If that was someone else, you'd be like, all right, it's cool. Even a Sam Darnold, you'd be like, all right, not the Patrick Mahomes, you're going up against your own standard. And I think there have been guys who have played the quarterback position for the last few years that if they were jumped up to QB1, quarterback 1, tier 1, quarterback 1, Josh Allen, we'll talk about Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow when healthy, there's a handful of guys. So I think it might have been some added motivation for him to say, dude, you've been the Don Dada. You've been the guy for a handful of years, 5-6 years. But right now, you haven't played like it. You're still good. We still think you're going to be one of the more amazing careers at the end of it, but I'm all right with putting little fires under his butt.
For our Florida show, let me tell you right now.
Right now.
We had the mics on. Oh, my goodness.
We all be fired.
Yeah, we would. If we had a Sirius XM show, we could do it.
Let's get one. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott. It is the Odd Couple with me, Robert Garrett, Rob G Ephraim Salaam, sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington here on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. I want to let you know that it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com. Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC, FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures. All right, I told you about an NBA player who thinks he's a star, but everyone in the league don't seem to think so. And I'll tell you who that is next. But first, Isaac Lowenkron with the latest in sports.
I thank you, Rob. In the NFL today, the Minnesota Vikings named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, their first-round pick 2 years ago, will be the backup. Murray will be the Vikings' fourth different opening day starting quarterback in the last 4 years. Staying in the NFC North, Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson announced today that newly signed safety Kobe Bryant is expected to miss 4 to 6 months after undergoing knee surgery. Now, Bryant injured his knee early in camp and was initially expected to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. Of course, he signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Bears after winning a Super Bowl last season with the Seahawks. In Major League Baseball today, the Los Angeles Angels fired pitching coach Mike Maddox. On the field right now, the Chicago Cubs a 6-3 lead at Washington. Bottom of the fifth inning, the Cubs' Pete Crow Armstrong his 27th home run. Yankees and Mariners scoreless in the bottom of the fourth inning at Yankee Stadium. The Boston Red Sox have 3-1 at Toronto. Bottom of the fifth, the Red Sox' Wilyer Abreu his 21st home run, and Cedar Rafaela added his 16th of the campaign. The Atlanta Braves a 1-0 lead over the New York Mets in the top half of the sixth inning, and the Baltimore Orioles up 5-1 at Minnesota in the bottom of the third. The O's Pete Alonso a 2-run home run at the top of the first, his 26th of the season. Finally, Rob and Ephraim, we take you to O'Fallon Township High School in Illinois, where in the gymnasium they were using a scissor lift to raise an enormous, beautiful new state-of-the-art video scoreboard into place in the rafters. Let's listen to how it turned out.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, snap.
Yep. Scoreboard crashed about 30 feet down to the floor. It broke into a gazillion pieces, damaged the gym floor. Most importantly, no one was injured. Scoreboard company will foot the bill for a replacement scoreboard and also to repair the floor of the gym. Back to you guys.
Well, at least they're going to fix the gym. That's important.
Yeah, they have to. They have to. What are they going to not fix the gym?
Hey, man. Hit and run. We've seen it before. All
No.
right. It is the odd couple. Rob G Ephraim Salaam sitting in for the guys. Quickly want to let you know that if you work in logistics, you know nothing moves without you. Companies need skillful people now, and Express Employment Professionals can help you find contract or full-time work that fits at no cost to you. Visit expresspros.com. Get support, get options, and get to work. So we talked about the opening week games. Opening night, we mentioned Celtics at Pistons, Sixers at Knicks, Thunder at Spurs. You go to Christmas Day. Finally, you get the Spurs at the Knicks. You get Giannis and the Heat at the Celtics. You get the Sixers at the Lakers, LeBron's return. You get OKC at Minnesota. And you get Denver at Golden State. One game that you do not see, because, again, historically, one of these games, opening night, Christmas Day, some kind of rivalry game, some kind of big return, talking about Shaq and Kobe, LeBron's return to Cleveland, in this case, LeBron's return to the Lakers. One game you did not see on any of the marquee matchups, Jaylen Brown's return to Boston. And I know you know this, but in case you didn't live in a rock, Jaylen Brown has made it very clear this past summer that he felt disrespected by the Celtics, that the trade haul was not good enough. Of course, they took on the albatross of Paul George's contract and only one first-round pick for an MVP caliber player, right?
Yeah, All-NBA.
He let it be known on social media that he had an issue with Jason Tatum, that Jason Tatum did not do more to keep him there in Boston. And yet, Adam Silver and the powers that be have decided again, first during that whole trade season and now here in the real season, that Jaylen Brown is not important enough for us to waste our energies on. That when it came time for him to get traded, you had anonymous executives saying, you know what, he's probably less valuable than even Derek White. You know what, if we were really breaking it down, yeah, he gets numbers, but one anonymous GM compared him closer to Brandon Ingram and DeMar DeRozan than a real MVP, All-NBA caliber player. And now the schedule makers have decided that you're so upset about what happened there in Boston, and this should be a huge get-back game for Jaylen Brown and his return to Boston. And instead, they're like, you know what? We'll probably do that like on a Tuesday in January and not give you one of these marquee matches. What do you make of this whole situation that Jaylen Brown has not gotten the star treatment in the NBA?
I think this is something that has been plaguing Jaylen Brown. Now, look, I'm a fan of Jaylen Brown. I'm a fan of any player who plays both ends of the court. I grew up at a time where that was a prerequisite. Growing up playing basketball, playing AAU, playing in high school, I was always coached and taught. You can score 30, but can you stop somebody from scoring 30? So I'm all for players who decide that, yes, I'm going to play both ends of the court the entire season.
Right.
I have a lot of respect for him for that. Now, how he handled his situation in Boston, some of those, strings that he left out there for people to start pulling on, it kind of unraveled that situation. Now, I'm not a fan of that. Now, everybody has a voice. He has his own streaming system and all the Twitch or whatever it is, and he can tell you in real time what he feels. And sometimes when you tell people in real time what you feel, you rub them the wrong way.
Yep.
Now, in terms of the league saying, hey, these are other matchups that we'd like to see, I don't know if anybody's clamoring to see him go back to Boston in prime time in one of these, special marquee matchups because of the way he left Boston. Right?
But wouldn't that make it more appealing?
No, because he essentially wanted to crowbar his way out there. We haven't heard anything from Jason Tatum. Now, if there was some back and forth between them.
The most they had was him at his camp, and he was saying, I don't ever want to be the smartest man in the room, and people interpreted that as a shot at Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Jaylen Brown's never said, there is no, back and forth. There is no rivalry that it's like, oh, who's going to get the better of that?
And full disclosure, Jaylen Brown never said anything about Tatum, but what he did is he liked a video of Bomani Jones and Vernon Maxwell criticizing Tatum for not keeping him in Boston.
Yeah, that's the new, you're right.
Yeah.
You just like something.
Yeah. I don't have to say it. You said it.
No, you said it. I like that.
Yeah.
But then you can also, my fault. I didn't even mean to like that. Somebody had my phone. Whatever that is.
I fat-fingered it.
All I'm saying is that's not a matchup that I think viewers are clamoring to get. Jaylen Brown going back and playing the Celtics.
So you don't think he's a star either then?
No, I think he's a star, but now I think he's on a team with other stars. Now, is he the biggest star on that team?
No.
No. Who is?
LeBron James.
LeBron James is the biggest star on that team. Is he the best player on that team?
No.
Who's the best player on that team?
Healthy Joel Embiid.
I would say Maxey.
Okay, that's fair.
Right?
I'm not going to fight you for that. That's fine.
But what I'm saying is now, do you build a marquee matchup with the third best guy or third or fourth named guy on a team?
I agree with you. I think where my confusion lies is that Jaylen Brown thinks he's the best player on the team.
Well, that has nothing to do with reality.
Jaylen Brown thinks he's the biggest star.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason why there were people around the Celtics organization that said, hey, we have to trade him, not just because of the contract, but because he got a taste of what it was like to be the all-caps marquee player. And at best, he is come see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown of the Jays. But make no mistake about it, our marquee player is Jason Tatum, not Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
And so I can't imagine, maybe he hasn't thought about it yet because, the schedule just came out and all they look for is more off days. Then they don't really care about that kind of stuff.
Right.
But when he has time to process this and he sees and he looks at the schedule and says, my return to Boston is going to be on a ESPN Thursday night, after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that can't feel good to him.
Look, I think...
Because, they made Shaq and Kobe the marquee Christmas game.
Of course,
They made Luka's return a marquee game.
There's so many other great stories, especially this year. Where does Jaylen Brown going back to, like I said before, what's the story? Where does that fit in all of the other things?
But it should be a big story, right?
Yeah,
He's an MVP candidate player.
Yes.
Who had a very bad public breakup.
Yes.
With the team that had won a championship.
Yes. Who's now no longer the best player or biggest star on a team. That matters. If Victor Wembanyama leaves, whatever team he goes to, he's the best player on the team.
Sure.
Right? Yes. If Shea leaves, wherever he goes, he's the best player on the team.
Except for one, yeah.
So when he comes back, that's a marquee matchup. Jaylen Brown wasn't the best player according to the Celtics on the Celtics.
Okay, so it's not on Christmas. It's not on opening night. Here's the rest of the national games on opening week. Wolves at Heat. Warriors at Lakers. Again, there's no Steph LeBron there. I don't know why that would be a marquee game.
It's Luka. You
I know, I understand that,
okay.
Luka, but why they got to be the Warriors?
Because that's the rival.
Okay, so here's another one. Cavs at Sixers, Nuggets at Thunder, Knicks at Celtics, Rockets at Spurs. You couldn't find one of those games to be the Jaylen Brown return. He's going to walk
who was
in
going
and
to
get
Celtics?
Knicks at Celtics.
That's a better game.
You couldn't get him instead of Cavs at Sixers? Or you couldn't get him instead of Rockets at Spurs?
No,
you couldn't. So then he's not a superstar.
He is a superstar.
No, he's not.
He's not a marquee superstar.
Because you just told me that all of these other matchups are more interesting.
No, he's an all NBA player.
But I mean, he's a superstar.
He's an all NBA. There's only 15 of those a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 15 all NBA players.
Okay.
That's it. He's one of those guys. He's top 15 in the league.
Okay.
Now, is he marquee box office? No.
But he thinks he is.
Yep. But perception
and
is
league,
reality.
And the league keeps telling him trade value, anonymous executives, analytics dudes, and now schedule makers are all saying, nah, man, you're cool, but you ain't that cool.
Yeah, because for you as a fan, who's your favorite player?
All time?
Right now, just in currently.
Oh, right now?
I'll
say Luka.
Okay, Luka. Why?
Because he's a Laker.
He's a Laker.
And I'm a Laker fan.
Okay. We're in lockstep.
Sure.
I got you. What does Luka do that makes it exciting for you?
I love the trash talk.
Okay.
When he makes a big shot or makes a big play,
Yep.
and he'll let you know about it. I love that.
Yeah. Skill set, all of that.
He's awesome.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
When you ask people who their favorite player is, how many people are saying Jaylen Brown? Even Celtics fans. How many people are saying that this is what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Victor Wembanyama is my favorite player. Okay. Well, I get it. Shea Gildress is my favorite player.
I don't think very many people say that.
Some people do.
Yeah.
All right. Who else?
Anthony
Steph
Edwards,
Curry.
Steph Curry.
Anthony
Nikola
Edwards.
Jokic, yeah.
Right? The Joker.
Mm-hmm.
You get it.
Right.
Right? Because now you're in this thing, right? You're in the LeBron James. You're in this stratosphere of greatness. Right? But there's not a lot of Jaylen Brown. He's going to burn it down. Like I said, he's not even the most popular or best player on his current team. He's in there anywhere between 3 and 4, depending on Joel Embiid and if he's healthy.
Healthy Embiid's a monster.
Yeah, but when have
he
we
ain't never
seen
healthy,
that?
but
Jesus, I mean,
he was healthy for one game in that series against
Boston.
a
healthy Bill Walton was a beast.
Don't disrespect Bill Walton.
I'm not disrespect. I'm telling you, a healthy Bill Walton was unguardable.
All right.
If was the 5th, we'd all be drunk, man.
Some of us more drunk than others.
That is true.
That's a good point. All right. So, long story short, Ephraim don't think Jaylen Brown's that great. That's okay.
Didn't say that.
And if you want to trash Ephraim for that terrible take.
First of all, I didn't say that. But
now
go
is
ahead.
the time to do it. 877-996-6369.
Call the number.
877-99 out Fox. Trash Talk is coming up next. It is The Odd Couple with me, Rob G Ephraim Salaam, sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Trash Talking Tuesday on The Odd Couple. Get those cans to the curb.
What are you, garbage man?
Call us right now at 877-99 on Fox.
This is Rob. We've been talking about this now.
No
Dagner year. Pablo Torre ain't playing around. So Pablo Torre finds out his podcast on the latest episode there that apparently that aspiration deal that Kawhi was had allegedly isn't the only one. So scoreboard manufacturer Daktronics, They built that $100 million video board. Which, by the way, I still haven't been to the Intuit Dome. I know you've been there a handful of times. The Clippers
Beautiful.
Intuit. Yeah.
Just spectacular.
So the company that built all those screens in there, and they had apparently hired Kawhi to a multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal for which he has done, of course, no work. And that is according to Pablo Torre. And, of course, he has some sources. One at a high-level source said under contract for Intuit Dome went on to say that he's 1,000% sure that they were circumventing the salary cap when it comes to this.
Okay.
So people with it, and they went on to say real quick that they're not a company that you would see a celebrity endorser for. It wasn't coming out on their end. The Clippers were technically kind of funding it, and it was funneling money from the Clippers to Daktronics back to Kawhi.
I'll let you start. Where are you on this? Because you know where I'm going to make my case.
I do know where you are, and
I'd rather
I
hear
totally
from you.
Get where you are. My main issue, just a little bit the contrast of I think of where you're going to go is, if you're Adam Silver and the whole point of the collective bargaining agreement, right? You get the owners, you get the players, they all come together, and we all agree. You'll say, all right, we all agree on this certain amount of money, certain amount of dollars is what you have to spend. I think it's like nearly $200 million, whatever it is. And here are the rules. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can't do. And the point is to make it fair for all teams so that everybody's on the up and up and they all have a chance to compete. And so if you have teams that are circumventing that, and to me, this is where I have issue with Kawhi. If this was just a scenario where he said, hey, I'm Clippers, I want to come back to L.A., I'm from Riverside, which is, right outside of L.A., and help me out, and all right, we'll figure it out, let's get you there. And, oh, yeah, we got this thing, some endorsement, and Kawhi was just kind of, I don't know. He and Uncle Dennis, specifically Uncle Dennis, when you go back to the Raptors, tried to pull this move off with the Raptors. And the Raptors said, no, we love you. We won a championship with you. We want you to extend the contract, stay with us, but we ain't doing no shady stuff. And then for them to just go to L.A., and not just go on the up and up and say, hey, we'll come only if you signed a regular contract with the NBA on the up and up. And then we do some shady stuff. And that's where you get into the aspiration deal. And now we're finding out allegedly about this Daktronic deal. So I feel Kawhi Leonard is absolutely responsible because if Uncle Dennis is representing you, you're all in, you go for this, you sign on, you're reaping the benefits for it, and ain't had to do no work. Clearly, you're a part of it. Now, clearly, Steve Ballmer is a part of this as well, and he and the organization for being the ones funneling the money, going with this, as paying aspiration, again, this random company, which looks like it might have been a shell company, and now Daktronics, which, we built your screen, but you're putting a little extra dough in there so that we can get us to Kawhi for another sponsorship and endorsement, which he ain't did nothing for. This is where you got to make sure you lever the hammer if you're Adam Silver. My last point, and it's a big but. We're talking maybe Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion.
I was going to say Bathsheba, but.
Bathsheba. It ain't happening, Rob. Steve Ballmer is not about to get in crazy trouble. We talk about it all the time. Richest owner in the league.
Yep.
Just built this beautiful Intuit Dome. Adam Silver doesn't come down on anybody about anything. And so nothing's going to happen. And I also think the owners, Rob, I think the owners who would have to get involved in this, I don't think they want to make a big fuss about it if Adam Silver doesn't say to owners, hey, what do you guys want to do? Because I think they got skeleton in their closets. I think they've got some things that they've done, and I don't think Kawhi is the only one that has partaken into some of this shady going on with some extra money, some random endorsements, and I think they're like, look, just find Steve Ballmer a couple bucks. He's got it. He's good for it. Maybe Kawhi has to, miss a few games, and we move on. Because I don't want you to start lifting up our rocks, lifting up under our bed, looking in our closets and finding out what we got going on. Because I feel that there has to be some more of this. Now, I'm not saying every team, but some more. And if you're the owners and you start picking on Steve Ballmer, he's going to start looking at y'all too.
See, here's my issue. This isn't about Kawhi Leonard. It just isn't. Steve Ballmer and the Clippers organizations are the ones who have to follow the rules. You just brought it up, Kelvin. Kawhi asked for some monkey business with the Raptors. They said no, thank you, but no, thank you. Thanks for the championship, but we're not going down that road. This is not about Kawhi. I don't care what anybody says.
Robert Garrett, Rob G sitting in with Ephraim Salaam, former NFL offensive lineman for the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, both in hot Atlanta. Want to let you know, if you missed any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. Just search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Please follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, provide a review. Again, just search the Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast, and you'll find today's full show and best of version posted right after the end of the show. Alex is in charge of that today, so if you don't get it, it's his fault. Normally, it's my fault.
It was your fault yesterday.
It was my fault.
And I'm here to save you.
I got to hold that out. Thank you, Alex.
It's okay.
But you've been waiting for it. It is Trash Talk.
Don't you ever talk about me! It's Trash Talking Tuesday.
It's your teeth, Reggie. I don't know whether to smile at you or kick a field goal, man.
All right. Trash Talking Tuesday, your chance to trash anyone or anything in the world of sports. Let's get it started. Daniel in San Diego. Daniel, you're on the Odd Couple. Who are you trashing, Daniel?
Yo, what up? It's San Diego in the building. You know what's up, Ephraim.
Aztecs for life, baby.
Yes, sir. So check it out, man. You guys, I was listening to the Fox Sports Radio over the weekend. Brian Noe was giving a take about the Kawhi Leonard situation, and this is my only problem. You are right. You have the right to have your take, man. But the second you start doubling down and saying you are for certain that there's a fact that he did what he's accused of without due process, you can't do that, buddy. No matter how much you dress up and look like a lawyer, you're not. Thank you, guys.
I don't know if you've ever seen Brian, but he doesn't dress like a lawyer at all. But thank you for that.
I love Brian, though.
Brian is. I was with Brian for like 5 years, man.
I feel like if he said it, should be okay. All right, let's keep it moving down the list.
Absolutely not, though.
MJ in New Orleans. MJ, who you trashing?
Trashing and ripping Ephraim.
That's right.
Salaam.
Dang. It's all good.
He's had some far-out NBA takes before, like when he and Reverend Chris Broussard wanted to bench Kyrie Irving for not taking the jab. I haven't forgotten that, my brother.
No,
so now
the world was dying.
Let him trash you. Let him trash you.
I apologize.
Hey, I'm trashing, man.
Okay,
come on,
sorry.
you know it's gonna come.
I'm sorry. My bad.
This NBA talk of you kind of gaslighting people who watch basketball. We don't watch basketball for storylines. That's for General Hospital and Young and the Restless. We tune in to see ballers ball. Wasn't a big fan of Jalen, but I got to say that Starting 5 on Netflix really kind of got me into his story. Broke into his mom's house. His grandfather was a former fighter and whatnot, so I kind of looked at him a little differently. But still, this guy is a NBA champion, NBA MVP, Larry Bird award-winning for the Eastern Conference. I'm not buying this Stephen A. GMs, anonymous GM. Come on, man. We know every time, every season, when somebody gets traded, the big game is them going back to that old stomping grounds. Let's keep it all the way real. My man Rob G's over there spitting. Yes, OKC, San Antonio. The NBA is failing because they're still trying to live to the David Stern type of deal and timeline. You can't play with two timelines, old, young. They need to start highlighting these younger players. So I have to voice off on that. You guys have a great show on purpose.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I think that was Alex that answered the phone. I don't get a chance to really talk to him much, but I'm a DJ and producer also. So, man, do your thing. Like I said, keep doing it, man.
It's a great call.
We could have took more calls, but I wanted to end with you getting trashed. I thought that was a good.
It's fine.
So good.
Point.
How often does that happen?
All the time.
Come on now.
All the time.
You know that's not true. Do you listen to the show?
I do listen to the show.
Yeah, Ephraim sucks. I can't believe
Oh my God, I don't know if anybody's ever said that.
This dude can't stop talking about high school.
No, but but to his point, no one cares. He's not a star. He's not the best player on his team now. No one cares.
He is the best player in his mind.
The Minnesota Vikings named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback today. J.J. McCarthy, Vikings first-round pick 2 years ago, will be the backup. Newly signed Chicago Bears safety Kobe Bryant expected to miss 4 to 6 months after undergoing knee surgery. He injured his knee early in camp and was initially expected to be out 8 to 10 weeks. Bryant signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Bears after winning a Super Bowl with the Seahawks last season. In Major League Baseball right now, the Chicago Cubs, a 7-4 lead at Washington in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pete Crow Armstrong, his 27th home run of the season. The Seattle Mariners, a 1-0 lead on the road over the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th inning, thanks to Randy Arosarena's 15th home run of the campaign. In Toronto, the Blue Jays up 4-3 over the Red Sox after 6, despite the Red Sox Wilyer Abreu hitting his 21st home run. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
That's right, it's me, Robert Guerra, Rob G, if you're nasty, sitting alongside former NFL offensive lineman, sitcom writer, film producer, apparently a legendary high school athlete, Ephraim Salaam.
Apparently.
And correct banana eater.
Yes. I know we don't have a camera in the studio during the commercial breaks, but Ephraim Salaam apparently has an issue with just eating bananas.
No.
The way that Alex eats
What I
bananas.
said is you don't have to. You can bite before it touches the back of your throat.
Pause.
No,
Just-
resume. I'm
just
going to
say
hear
it.
where this is going.
Yeah, sorry. Keep going.
Resume that.
No,
Go
that's
ahead.
I just right. Like you shouldn't gag as you're eating a banana. Like that to me, that's those two things don't go together.
I thought that was the response from my body saying that's perfect.
Okay.
That's
Well,
all we need.
You know,
Ilo's looking like I want to weigh in here.
he's like, I have nothing to say. Here we go.
You sure
Here we
have
go,
bananas
Ilo.
for all of
Come
us?
on.
We could all try.
We can all try.
No.
Ilo, you want a banana? I got bananas.
No. No, I don't want your banana.
Why not?
No, I'm good.
Oh, God.
You got a bushel of bananas in here.
Well,
What are you
yeah.
doing with a bushel of bananas?
Smoothies.
If there is
You
a
see, he
correct
offered
way-
me a banana. Racist.
He did. Why?
Racist.
No, it would be racist if I offered everybody but you a banana.
That's
I can't offer you one. It would be weird.
right. It's like, oh, I really want to, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
Oh, gosh. It is the odd couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, both out all this week. They are in hot Atlanta. Rob Parker getting into all kinds of mischief with 23-year-old co-eds.
Pause.
Both male and female, if you watch his Instagram.
Wait a second.
He does. Yeah, man, I didn't follow Rob on Instagram. I think it's at Rob Parker MLB Bro. And my man hangs out with more 23-year-old men than
Pause.
Wait a minute.
even guys in college do.
I resume.
Where are we going with
Does
this?
he not?
First bananas
Alex,
and now this?
does Rob not hang
Look
out
at
with
the
a lot of
glizzy.
young mid-20-year-old men?
Yeah.
Okay, see?
That's like if you were saying, like, what's his bracket? It's 21 to 24. Male audience.
male up, usually. Like, that's his demographic.
That's his homies.
What's your demographic, Ephraim?
I'm the voice of the people.
Wow.
Which people?
All
And
of
what do you mean, you people?
Yeah, what do you mean, you people?
All of them.
All the
I didn't say you people. I said the people.
When you're making hit streaming shows or movies, which age group are you targeting? Do not say all the people.
So we don't target age groups. We target the culture.
So black people.
Right? No, the culture.
Rob G, why?
I've always been told the culture is black people.
Are you part of the culture?
No.
I'm part of the culture.
But I do love 90s black movies.
Okay, so you're making it a race thing.
You said that it's okay for me to like
I'm saying
them.
a cultural thing.
Okay, what is
Right?
the culture?
So McDonald's taps into the culture, right?
I've
You ever
never heard
heard
anyone say the
No,
culture.
no, but
with
listen
McDonald's.
to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Hip hop had become a marketing tool, correct?
Sure.
Every Fortune 500 company, if you're selling something, you're marketing to the culture. The culture is driven by music, by fashion, by those things. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
We make films for the culture, right? I'm African American. I'm steep in African American culture. I understand where I'm from, where I'm going, all of those things. But the culture is all encompassing, right? You can come and be part of the culture. He's a DJ. He's tapped into the culture.
So we can be part of the culture?
No, let's talk about you, okay? All right, let's talk about you.
Okay.
All right, you just said I'm not in the culture.
No one has ever told me that I'm in the culture.
Ephraim, I'm not getting him in the door like that. Explain to him.
So look, when you leave here, what's your favorite type of music?
My favorite is hip hop.
Okay. All right. So when you listen to hip hop, does it resonate with you?
Some of it.
The culture.
Yeah.
resonates.
Usually West Coast rap does.
Right? Because
it's where I'm from. It's
you're
where
from.
I live. I can relate to the stories they're talking about.
Culture.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Suck it, Alex.
So when you start
I'm in the
black thing, white thing, this thing, that thing, no, man, the culture is all of this is what drives us. It's what drives commerce. Right? The biggest thing we export is our culture, our films, our songs, our music. Our culture permeates all over the world. Right? Western culture, whatever that is.
Right.
And so tapping into that's what your demographic is, right? I try to speak the truth. I try to give good takes. I try to not just be cyclical in terms of I'm always going to have this take for this topic. And no, because that's not reality.
Right.
As culture shifts, as time shifts, as things happen, as players diminish or younger players get better, then your opinion changes. So when you ask me what's my demographic, I'm for the people. The 80-year-old who's listening, and case in point, one of the kids I coach on my team, his name is Dominic. Amazing kid, tremendous soccer player, good basketball player. Every Sunday he listens to the show.
Oh, with you and Mark Willard.
Every Sunday.
Sunday nights, 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific, 8 to 11
He
Eastern.
listens to the show. So much so, at practice, he wants to talk about, right? Like
the three things that you just came up with.
He's
on the
12.
Spot. Yeah.
Right? He's 12. So, if I had to check a box, 11 to 89. There it is. That's
a hell of a broad spectrum right there.
Because that's what it's about. Like, I don't just have opinions for young people or older people, or I can relate. I grew up in a time without technology, and I grew up in a time with technology. And so I can speak on a myriad of things in a way that it's conducive to people to accept and like.
Okay.
Well said.
That was good. Well, speaking of saying things that are relatable, Shaquille O'Neal has been making some media rounds this week. I don't know exactly what for, but I saw him on multiple outlets, and one of them was on the USA Today sports podcast, like a 10-minute interview. And naturally, one of the questions was about LeBron James and his move to Philadelphia. Take a listen to what Shaq had to say about, number one, LeBron going to Philly, but number two, his long-term legacy with the Lakers. Take a listen.
The good thing for LeBron, he did win one. But, Kareem got 6, Magic got 5, Kobe got 5, I got 4, Rambis got 3. So, he's at the party, but he's not on stage.
Damn! Shots fired at the king. He's at the party, but he's not on the stage. That's like me at Tao in Vegas. I'm in the club, but I'm not in the VIP section. Can't afford it. But here's the thing. Shaq is right. 1,000%. Shaq is so right he can't turn left. He's driving on a NASCAR track right now, just going in circles. Because everything he said about LeBron James and his tenure in LA is accurate. Now, you can appreciate what LeBron did in LA, bringing a championship there in the bubble, what he did to help, we'll say, resuscitate a franchise that was at their lowest point in a long time. But if we're going to be honest about it, 1 championship, 2 Western Finals appearances, 3 play-in tournaments, 3 first-round exits, 2 times swept out of the playoffs, 2 times missing the playoffs entirely, does not make you a Lakers great. Does not put you on the podium with guys like Magic and Kareem and Shaq and Kobe. What LeBron did in LA can be commended, and it's good enough for a franchise for like the Raptors or the Mavericks, but not in Los Angeles. You know that because you're a Laker fan. And that's why when you have guys like, we'll say Nick Wright, first things first. I think Nick Wright is, for my money, the best guy on television when it comes to communicating a point, articulating it. Whether you agree with the opinion or not, to me, it doesn't matter because I think he's really good at what he does. But when he says, well, if you're going to call the LeBron era in Los Angeles a failure, then I guess that the Giannis era was a failure or the Jokic era was a failure. It's like, no, because the standards in those cities, in Milwaukee and Denver, is not the same as the standards we have here in Los Angeles. Jerry West might be the 6th or 7th greatest Laker in NBA history. And he made the finals 9 times. Why is he so low? Because he only got the one championship. And when you play for the Lakers and you only deliver one championship, if you miss the playoffs more times than you've won championships, you do not get to consider yourself or get to be called a Laker great. So when Shaq says, yeah, he's at the party, he's in the room, he got an invite to the reception, but he ain't sitting at the head table, he is so right about LeBron in his Lakers era.
Look, I'd love to sit here and argue with you just for the purposes of, the odd couple. But I can't because, number one, I'm a Laker fan. Number two, you're right. When you talk about greatness and you talk about the purple and gold and the Lakers, and you look at the names that are on the stage, right? You look at how they dominated the league. And, LeBron James came and brought us back from obscurity. We were struggling. And he came in and, for all intents and purposes, I thought we were going to win the NBA championship in 2020, whether the world turned off or not.
I agree. Yep.
That's the level that they were playing in March, which is we only had 4 weeks left of the season, essentially.
They were the best team from opening night
period
to the end of the season.
And it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It wasn't even an argument. No one was arguing that.
Right.
And so they were the favorite to win the championship that year anyway. And so I appreciate that. Now, I'm a little upset with the Lakers organization for breaking that team up. Right? They could have kept JaVale, kept Dwight. They could have kept what's my man who went to Chicago first and then OKC? Caruso instead of
THT?
Yeah. I don't know what that was. But THT was a clutch client.
Yes.
So we know what that was.
A lot of the Lakers then were clutch clients.
Right? And so that's a them thing because I think we could have come back and we could have tried to repeat. But when they broke that team up and then that next year they went and got Westbrook and it kind of just disseminated after that. But when you talk about being on the stage and being an all-time Laker great and you have the names of Magic and Kobe and Kareem and Shaq and where does LeBron James fit in those names? I'm not talking about in terms of the league. I'm talking about for a franchise.
For the Lakers, specifically
for the
with
Lakers,
the
yes. Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep.
Magic never played for anybody else. Kobe never played for anybody else, right? So just that off rip. Magic has 5. Yep. Kobe has 5.
Makes them 1 and 2 in some order.
Right, all for the Lakers.
Probably depending your generation. Either Magic's 1 or Kobe's 1.
You know? And then you have Shaq to come in and get 3 for us and was dominant. The Lakers were synonymous with dominant big men, right? And Shaq came in and stepped into those shoes and delivered. That gets you a statue.
Yep.
And so he's right. He's at the party. You get an invite. The trophy gets you in the door. But when they're on stage, they got the VIP section up on stage that you can't get in.
You've been there.
You know, you be standing out there with LeBron.
Yeah.
But y'all in the party.
We're on the main floor.
You're all in the party. Yeah. Y'all all having a good time.
Right.
You know, but up on that stage, you know, that is a special group. And it's hard to crack into that. Now, if LeBron would have delivered 2-3 championships here, the conversation around that changes. Now you belong on the stage. You get to go behind the rope. But as of now, look, thank you, LeBron James, for what you've done for the Lakers. You won another championship. That gave us 17 at the time. We were tied with the Celtics at 17, and now they have one more, so we got to get one, Luka. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And, I wish you well moving forward at the 76ers for 1 or 2 years. And then, you've had a hell of a career. But in terms of lore and greatness and Lakers, and hey, man, that's a tough cookie to crumble.
Yeah, and that's something that unless you are a Lakers fan, and this is something that I mentioned Nick Wright. Nick Wright is not a Lakers fan. He's
not.
a LeBron fan.
Yes.
So if you are viewing it through the prism of LeBron James, of course it's going to be slanted that way. But if you are a Lakers fan,
then it's not even a question. You already know.
Yeah, it's not even close. And so
you already know.
I'm not trying to be blasphemous or to disparage LeBron James because, like you said, he did bring the championship there, right?
Let me ask you a question. This is easy.
Yep.
Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe.
Magic or LeBron?
Magic.
Kareem or LeBron?
Kareem.
Shaq or LeBron?
Shaq.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, right?
What are we talking about?
So if we say that he is not at the VIP section, he's somewhere in the party, and let's imagine there are levels to this party, right? Because you've been to parties where, hey, there's a VIP, but there's another VIP, and then there's the super, super VIP. So the guys you mentioned are in the super duper VIP. How far down the list do we go before LeBron is in that room? So if I ask you, is he more of a Lakers legend than James Worthy?
No. What?
Is he more of a Lakers legend than Elgin Baylor?
No.
Jerry West?
No.
Pau Gasol?
No.
Byron Scott?
No, man.
That's what I'm like. It gets crazy because you start thinking about it. You're like, man, if I'm talking about
we're not talking about career.
Exactly.
He's had a better career than
all of them.
Yes.
Probably most of them put together.
But we're not talking about that. Are you crazy? Brian Scott?
Maybe
James
we are
Worthy?
Crazy. Maybe we are crazy.
Bro, please.
877-99 on
You
Fox.
out your mind. James Worthy.
Big
Game James.
Big Game James still on here in L.A.
Michael Cooper.
Michael Cooper is more of a. How about Wilt Chamberlain? They're kind of similar.
They are similar.
1-1. They always got one.
They are similar. So there we go.
That's you hanging out with Wilt. You and Wilt are in a different section.
And 20,000 women over there.
Right. 877-996-6369. 877-99 on Fox. Is LeBron James a Lakers legend? Or is Shaq right? Yeah, he's in the party, but he ain't really on the stage with the rest of us. We want to hear from you. 877-999 on Fox. It is the odd couple. Robert Garrett, Rob G Ephraim Salaam sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. It is the odd couple on Fox Sports Radio.
Is that me? Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. The first place Brewers are currently trading at 10% to win it all, meaning $100 trade pays out over $1,000 if they can get the job done in October. They've got great top-end pitching and opportunistic lineup, so don't be surprised if they make a deep run this fall. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in or out of your own position. Download Kalshi app and use code ODD to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. That's code ODD to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on everything.
point. The latest installment of the NFL Top 100 was released overnight, and it was ranked 40 through 31. The guy who came in at number 33 overall, Jared Goff. Sounds about right. 33rd best player in the NFL. It's not nothing cool about. The problem with that is that is 6 spots ahead of Justin Herbert. 11 spots ahead of Joe Burrow. Here's my favorite. 36 spots ahead of Lamar freaking Jackson. Rob Parker, make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And this is typical. You know what? For a long time, Jared Goff, and I know that's your quarterback there, Kelvin.
My quarterback.
But he's overrated. And people keep talking about Jared Goff, this and that, and he's overrated for this reason. I don't care what numbers he puts up. He has not been able to put up the numbers in those big games that you need him to put it up. And that's where, if you're going to hold that to Lamar and some of these other guys, right? And I get it, they're coming off injuries, and maybe that's why they're pushed down. You know what I mean? Pushed down. But Jared Goff, some of the biggest games, and you know this, Kelvin, last year, 2 years ago, right? Was it? No, yeah, because they didn't make the playoffs last year. 2 years ago. That game against Washington at home, 9.5-point favorites, and Jared Goff wet the bed. If he was that quarterback and people really thought he was that dude, he would have never been traded from the Rams. Remember, the Rams had a smoking hot offense when he was there. They actually were averaging like 35 points a game. Come the Super Bowl, they scored 3 points on an 89-yard field goal, and that was it. They were like, okay, he's a weak link. We got to do something else. That's where Matthew Stafford. They took Matthew Stafford, who hadn't even won a playoff game in his career, over Jared Goff, who was a Pro Bowler, who had his offense clicking, one of the top 5 offenses in the history of the NFL. None of it mattered because they didn't think he could get the job done when it mattered most. Last year, if you remember, they played the Minnesota Vikings, Kelvin, against a third-string quarterback, and he threw, 4 picks? He was awful in a game the Lions had to win, if you remember that. That was another one of those moments where Jared Goff turns into Jared Tennis, and he's just no good. And that's why when you look at these lists and people prop him up and they look at some stats and all that, I don't buy into him. I think he's a good quarterback, middle of the road, but I don't think he's an upper echelon quarterback.
Man, he is ranked 33rd. He's ranked, depending on which one you're looking at, about the 8th best quarterback. You did all that talking just to tell me the man is properly rated. Nobody said he's better than Patrick Mahomes or he's better than Josh. I don't think he's better than Lamar Jackson, and I agree with you on
but
that.
It's Lamar and Joe Burrow.
Right, I agree.
How in the world could he be 35 spots ahead of Lamar Jackson?
The 2 lists we've been going off of do it differently. So the tiers one, we just talked yesterday. Who were we on the phone with again? Mike Sando, and he didn't even admit it. Like it's kind of random how we do it. It's history. It's also projecting future, and it's also current. The top 100 is based simply off who had the best year, who was looking good last year. So that one I can get with because it makes sense.
But they didn't even make the playoffs last year. I mean, that's
right.
The other
but they were
part
9-8, and his stats were his stats were. If I told you his stats, you would think he was in the MVP race.
No, but
34 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Okay, but
4,500 yards. Anybody else, that is an amazing season for them.
But when did he get the numbers? When the games that mattered, they lost. They lost to Minnesota at home, and then they lost to a third string. Go look at the numbers in the 2 biggest games of the year.
And I'm telling you, the man put up crazy numbers. So he, to me, is properly rated. Jared Goff, what he has done over his career specifically, if you even want to include the Rams, it's more incredible. The man has been to a Super Bowl. The man has been to an NFC Championship game, which we all agree they should have won against the 49ers. Credit the 49ers for taking that game from them. And how long did you cover the Detroit Lions?
20 years.
20 years. And if I told you that you'd have a quarterback who will be 48, 33, and 1. 48, 33, and 1.
What's his record?
That dude has had a very good career.
What's his record in the postseason when it matters the most?
with the record of the postseason when it matters the most, he's 2-2.
Yeah, and the biggest games he had
2-2 in the postseason.
He hasn't been there.
Matthew Stafford didn't even win a game in the postseason.
That game,
Stafford.
That game against Washington is
okay. That game you too.
That's his game. That's his career. That's what they got him for.
That was Dan Campbell's
that's
game.
What they got him
that
for.
was not Jared Goff's game.
Tell you that right now. It is the Odd Couple with me, Rob G Ephraim Salaam.
Wow, look, yeah.
Look, I am the exact same. Look, if I sit down, what, maybe 2 inches, if that? I feel like Tory Lane's out here.
You want to do it standing up?
No, I do not want to do the show with you standing up.
Oh, okay.
If you notice, this is pull the curtain back. Alex, you knows this. When Ephraim comes into the studio, how often do I stand up to greet him? Alex.
Never.
When
Don't
Rob
even look at you.
When Rob Parker comes in to greet me, how often do I stand up to greet him?
You look the other way?
Never. Because y'all are too tall. I am not going to dap you up and be in your belly button.
You don't want to.
I am not.
You don't want to hug?
That.
You don't want to?
No.
Get in here, man.
I'll sit down. Like, what's up, Ephraim? Come over here. We'll dap it when I'm sitting down, but I will not stand up.
Stand up and let's hug, man.
No. Not once. Oh, gosh. It is the Odd Couple.
You crazy.
Stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us and all of Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7. In the new and improved iHeart app, just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. So we'll always pop up at the top of your screen. I got time. We'll try to sneak in a call. We got the update coming up. Isaac Lowenkron's chomping at the bit. We asked before we went to the break, is LeBron an all-time Lakers great? Shaq says no. We say no. What say you? Let's get it started. Rob in Memphis, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Rob?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up,
hey,
man?
Look, not a whole lot. Chilling down here in Memphis. Hey, look, I know LeBron is not considered a Laker legend by Lakers Nation, which is who he probably needs to be considered one by to be a Laker legend. But I don't think it's the lack of championships that gets him there. Jerry West is absolutely a Laker legend with only one ring. I think it's the lack of amount of time he spent there in L.A., which makes him not feel so, much like a Laker legend. But I also want to throw this in. I'm mad at Shaq for slick giving himself one more ring when he said what he said.
He did. He gave himself 4. That's right. He did.
He know he only got 3 with the Lakers, but he was trying to bump himself up a little bit. Don't do that, Shaq. I love you. You're the greatest, but don't do that. Also, Jaylen Brown is the best player on the 76ers currently, not the biggest superstar, the second biggest superstar on that team, but he is the best current player on that team. It's disrespectful to say anything else. Love y'all. Bye.
Man, I guess I don't know if people watched Tyrese Maxey play this year.
He's really good.
He is their superstar.
He is so good.
And so, look, I'm not taking anything away from Jaylen Brown. I like Jaylen Brown. Like I said, I
didn't sound like you liked him.
I said I respect a player that plays both ends of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That garners my respect. He's an all-NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
But coming to a new team where you already had an MVP, a superstar, and now an older superstar, where does he fit in that? Right? And we'll see when they start playing who's got the ball in their hands and who's taking the shots. So he's been playing second fiddle.
If they don't reach their heights, well, number one, Embiid's health will be the first thing.
Yes.
Number two, it'll be whether or not he's willing to play a role, Jaylen Brown.
Doesn't seem like he is, but yes.
Because if he buys in,
they'll be amazing. They'll be amazing.
But
and don't forget about Hitchcomb.
VJ. There were people in Philadelphia. I know they lost in the playoffs. They got swept out, right? there were people in Philadelphia saying, hey, but you know what? Maxey and Edgecombe, those two guys alone, like, we lost. It was embarrassing, but these two guys are. And now,
so where does Jaylen Brown fit into that?
It's
a stacked team,
it's very
to say the least.
On paper.
Yes, on paper.
They're really good.
Now, health doesn't live on paper.
It
lives
doesn't.
in actual reality.
And you know who else lives in reality? Isaac Lowenkron at the update desk.
Why, thank you,
He's
Rob.
right there. I see him.
I appreciate that. You obviously must not talk to my children because they feel differently. And frankly, they have a point. The Minnesota Vikings made a point today. They named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, their first-round pick 2 years ago, going to be the backup. Murray going to be the Vikings' fourth different opening day starting quarterback in the last 4 years. Newly signed Chicago Bears safety Kobe Bryant expected to miss 4 to 6 months after undergoing knee surgery. He injured his knee early in camp, was initially expected to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. Bryant signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Bears after winning a Super Bowl with the Seahawks last season. In Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves just knocked off the New York Mets 4-0 as the Braves' Matt Olson hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the eighth, his 35th home run of the campaign, tying the Phillies' Kyle Schwarber for the Major League lead. Right now, the Chicago Cubs holding an 8-6 lead at Washington in the bottom of the eighth inning. The Cubs' Pete Crow Armstrong, his 27th home run. Seiya Suzuki also hit a home run, giving him 4 consecutive 20 home run seasons. The Seattle Mariners have a 1-0 lead on the road over the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th inning. The only run of the game, courtesy of a home run by Seattle's Randy Arozarena, his 15th of the season. The Toronto Blue Jays now up 4-3 over the Boston Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th inning north of the border. And the Baltimore Orioles a 5-2 advantage at Minnesota in the top of the 7th. The O's Pete Alonso a 2-run home run in the top of the 1st, his 26th of the season. Rob and Ephraim, all yours.
Thank you, Ilo. Thank you for riding on this voyage with us. I really appreciate it.
Very enjoyable being with you two.
You didn't seem that way from here. You look kind of annoyed, but I appreciate you saying that.
That's my happy face.
There you go. All right, I take it.
Oh, gosh. It is the Odd Couple. Ephraim Salaam, Rob G sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin, Washington. The big news of the day we opened the show with, Kyler Murray is the QB1 now in Minnesota. And if you missed any of it, check out the YouTube page. Elijah has already posted up some clips on it. You get the full discussion there. What I want to ask you, though, Ephraim, is J.J. McCarthy is now the third, quote-unquote, franchise quarterback to get dumped this offseason by his team, unceremoniously, right? We had Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins get dumped for Tua. We had Tua get dumped for Malik Willis. And now we have J.J. McCarthy dumped for Kyler Murray. All of those teams were heavily invested in the guys they got rid of. Took obscene cap hits with Tua. Obscene cap hit, of course, now with Kyler Murray there in Arizona. Big draft, equity with J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr. And these teams have said, you know what? We're going to cut our losses. We're going to move on. Like we said, it's not about being right. It's about getting it right. So with all that in mind, now that these NFL teams have, you mentioned, smartened up, they're not going to keep banging on the door trying to make some work, square peg, round hole. We're going to try to maximize whatever window we have. There is one quarterback I believe should have his ears perked up and should have his head on a swivel if this is what's happening now around the league. And that is C.J. Stroud in Houston.
Ooh.
Now, C.J. Stroud has been in the playoffs every year of his career. He's won a playoff game every year of his career. But he's not getting a new deal. They already said we're going to table talk till after the season. He just had his third year. And they say that, so-and-so peaked in high school, right? Like that's the expression here.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud peaked in high school if high school was his rookie season. Because every year since then, he has gotten worse. His passing yards per game have dropped every year. Passer rating has dropped 18 points as a rookie season. His TD to interception ratio has doubled since his rookie season. In the playoffs, again, he gets to the playoffs every year and he wins a game and, doing the Lord's work. 7 total turnovers in 2 playoff games this year. In the process, became the first player with 5+ picks and 5+ fumbles in a single postseason. Ephraim, the Texans have a Super Bowl defense right now.
Goodness.
They have a Super Bowl roster right now. If they had a quarterback in place, that they could trust, that's not going to turn the ball over, that is going to make the plays that are there, then they would be a heavy favorite or one of the favorites to come out of the AFC. Tell me why I'm wrong about C.J. Stroud right now.
So I have to tell you
No,
why you're
I'm
wrong?
asking you. Do you see it the way I do?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, Ephraim, yes or no?
I do see it. When the meltdown was happening last year in the playoffs, I was like, hey, I would put Davis Mills in at halftime.
With his long neck.
I would put him in.
Mm-hmm.
But I said if they chose to do that, then the C.J. Stroud era in Houston is over, right? And I understand why they didn't do it, but if Davis Mills is in that game, they win that game. That's how good their defense was.
Mm-hmm.
They just needed someone not to turn the ball over.
Right.
For whatever reason, C.J. has fallen on – well, he's regressed the last 2 years.
Right.
Year before last, lost all their receivers.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. Okay. Still made the playoffs, still won a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
This year, that defense was – oh, my – I mean, it's hard to even put into words how good they were. You could turn the ball over that many times and still win a playoff game. Brother, when your defense is scoring 3 times in the game, like that, this is – you can play quarterback, Rob. Like, you can do that.
Just context. Number 1 in total defense, number 1 in EPA per play. That's better than the dark side defense in Seattle that just won a Super Bowl.
Yes. They were clearly the best defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They just needed adequate quarterback play. That's it. Just marginal.
Sure.
They didn't get it. C.J. Stroud was a big year. He should be sitting on $60 million a year.
He should be.
With the extension.
Yeah.
Shout out to Houston for saying, hey, let's pause this, right?
Time out.
You're our guy, but you have to prove to yourself that you're our guy, right? You have to go out there and you have to perform and play at a level we need you to play at to get to the Super Bowl. It's no longer playoffs, but they've shown for 3 years, he's shown he can get to the playoffs and win a game.
Yeah.
Now it's what's
a lot of your favorite quarterbacks can't do that.
What's the next step, right? The next step is the AFC Championship, then the Super Bowl. But you cannot turn the ball over. You cannot be frivolous with the ball. Can't throw interceptions. Can't fumble the ball. Can he do that? Well, if you do want $60 million a year or 66 or whatever it's going to be for the next one, then you have to clean this up. We have to know that you can clean it up for us to double down and bet on you. Like I said, you lose your job. You have 6 to 9 jobs available every year. Every year. And you're thinking, how is that possible when 6 to 9 jobs for head coaches are available every year? Yeah, because owners are like, we're good. Someone else is coming in. So for Houston and CJ, he's got to be flawless, man. He's got to be, in my opinion, he's got to be great. We have to be talking at the halfway mark. We have to be talking about him as one of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. That's the level that's what he needs. And if he does that, their record will be indicative of that because that defense is still hungry and it's still there.
Well, do you think he even has to be that good, though?
I do.
For them to win?
Yeah, I know. I think he has to be that good for the extension.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
So he needs to have a Sam Darnold 2024 type.
You gotta make him forget what happened. You have to be like, oh, that was the old me.
But you're a smart guy. If you were running a team, you would not let him forget that. Even if he did put up 34 touchdowns and 7 picks.
If C.J. Stroud had 40 touchdowns, 9 picks, threw for
that's an MVP season.
Threw for 4,800 yards. You invest $66 million a year into that guy, right? You've eradicated all of that. You blame it on youth, blame it on whatever you're blaming it on. But you've eradicated that. Once you show up and give one of those, look at what Deshaun Watson did. He led the league in passing. They gave him $230 million, fully guaranteed. But that's what happens. You have to make them forget about and the only way you can make them forget, you can't tiptoe in there. You can't just have an average year, right? 3,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
That's almost what he had last season.
I know.
3,000, 19 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Can't do that. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to prove to them and show them why I'm the guy for the next 10 years here, and we can win the Super Bowl with me. That's why this is so important. There's more pressure now than ever before for C.J. Stroud, because tabling it for the offseason means we'll pick up your fifth-year option.
Yeah.
That's
What's interesting is Bryce Young in Carolina also going to be playing on the fifth-year option.
Yep.
But the expectations there are so different. I think if Bryce Young has a similar season how he had last year, which wasn't great, but he won a lot of games for that team. They made the playoffs for the first time in a long time, or in a while. He was solid for half the season. Not even the first half of the season.
Yeah, it was awful the first half.
Right, he was solid the second half. If he is solid for the entirety of the season, he probably gets a contract. Maybe not 60, maybe it's 52, 53, somewhere in that area.
I don't think he gets that much, because I don't think they're sold on him.
Well, Baker Mayfield just got offered 2 for $100.
Baker Mayfield is a little bit different. Baker Mayfield had a history of, without him, Tampa Bay was nothing.
They had a lot of talent on that team.
But he also took the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. They just mismanaged that. Baker Mayfield took Cleveland Browns to the playoffs, right? Okay. So when you're looking at Baker and you're looking at Bryce Young, they're completely different players. Completely. He's proven it. Look at Baker's numbers.
Okay, so I'm looking at the quarterbacks just average per year. Sam Darnold's at 33.5. Then it jumps up. Daniel Jones, 44. Deshaun, 46. Hurts, Jackson, Herbert, all 51, 52. Purdy, 53. Goff, 53. And then it goes up from there. So you don't think that with a solid season that he's getting Daniel Jones money, somewhere 45, 52? Because that's the going right now for quarterbacks.
Yeah, 45 to 52, yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what
I
Bryce
said 66.
Well, 66 is the top of the market.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. So you have the type of defense.
Right, but that's my conversation is Bryce Young doesn't have to do that to get a big contract.
Oh, Bryce Young won't get a big contract.
Yeah, the expectations in Houston are such that
they're higher.
They're higher.
Yes.
So if he has an average season, are they more likely to just let him go completely than give him a big contract?
I think they'll lowball him. He probably won't take it.
Franchise tag?
Franchise tag him. Right, they have the leverage.
Sure, they have all the leverage.
They have the leverage. And so they don't feel the need to rush. Now, you can speed that clock up if you're C.J. Stroud by going out here and burning the hole through the league. You can speed that clock up.
I don't think he will, but yeah. He could.
Ben, I hope so. I love Houston.
Yeah.
But, for all intents and purposes, I was so disappointed in last year. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what happened? I was begging for them to put the Mills in. Begging.
All right. Last question, yes or no? This time next year, is he the starting quarterback in Houston?
Oh, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Yes, because he'll be franchise tagged.
So he's not getting J.J. McCarthy to Penix, whatever. He's not getting that.
No, because they don't have to do that.
These other teams didn't have to either.
Their exit strategy is
completely different.
Right? Yeah. Now, if the Texans have an awful year and they have a top draft pick,
that defense is so good. Their awful year could be 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if they fall in the top 5 in picks, right? If they fall in the top 5 in picks, then they will draft a quarterback. If C.J. Stroud, if they have a year that bad, it's because C.J. Stroud was that bad.
We'll see.
And so then the answer would be no to that question.
We'll see. All right, it is the odd couple. Rob G Ephraim Salaam sitting in for Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Last call is coming up next. Your chance to weigh in on whatever the heck you want to. Tell Ephraim his takes are bad. Tell me I'm taller on camera than I am in person. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Shut up, Alex. It is the odd couple. Fox Sports Radio.
This is how you eat a banana, Ephraim.
It's last call time on The Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance. Your call's important to us. Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
All right, Rob G, college football and Deion Sanders and Colorado. I know people feel like the organization or the program has turned around. Deion thinks so, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. Then today he met with the local media for the first time this season, because before that it was, remember, Big 12 Media Day. It's not the same thing. Met with the local media for the first time today, and he was asked if he's feeling any pressure entering his fourth season with the Buffaloes. You'll love this answer. Take a listen.
I don't feel pressure. You know what pressure is? As a single mama, trying to make ends meet. There ain't no man in the house. And she got to be the mother, the father, the provider, the disciplinarian, and everything. This is football. I'm really good at this. I can play this. I can coach this. I can do this. And you know, if you don't believe, you don't believe. God bless you. I need that. I like that. You put me in my comfort zone there. I'd rather be booed than clapped for, applauded. Because if you start clapping too much, I'm not going to trust you.
Come on, baby. Come on, Rob. Don't make that face, Rob. What you mad about, baby? Come on. Don't do it, baby. I've been knowing you for 25 years. You going to be out here, baby. God still love you. You can treat me like that, but God love you too, Rob.
Look, I'm going to go here. I think Deion Sanders has been great for Colorado overall. And I specifically say Colorado.
When you use the term great, I have an issue.
Well, I'm saying for Colorado.
No, great is a big word.
But I'll say why. Not a single human being outside of the state of Colorado have been thinking about Colorado for I don't know how long. And for the last 4 years or so, give or take, we have had conversations about them. They actually have won some games. They've actually, for the rest of their existence,
one ranked team in 4 years. Come on, man.
But this is why I'm saying what Deion has done. Let's even go back to Jackson State. Jackson State was 27-6 under his record. He won back-to-back SWAC titles, which is their title. So I'm not saying he won like it was a national championship, but that's all you can win is the titles of the league that you're in. And he was able to do that. All of a sudden, they're really good. Comes to Colorado, they're 1-11 the year before he gets there. The next year, they win 4 games. The next year, they win 9 games. They have a Heisman Trophy winner. They have his sons go to the NFL. One is drafted. And all I'm saying is for Colorado, he was building momentum. Now, the man has been going through so many health issues. He had a daggone toilet on the side of the daggone sideline. So I want to see what this year looks like because he's, at least through what we're being told, he's healthy and ready to rock and roll. So the only thing I can look at is that he started coaching at Jackson State, 27-6, bunch of success. Started coaching at Colorado, they were 1-11. They win 4. The next year they win 9. So I was.
What's his
progress.
record there? What's his overall record? And this is my issue. Standards are standards. For Colorado, for you to put a qualifier tells me all I need to know. Either you've done a good job or you haven't done a good job to qualify it and bring up for Colorado. No, where are all the celebrities who were on the sidelines the first year or whatever after they won a couple games? Those guys aren't there anymore. They're not doing any of that. That was a one-time, everything kind of worked out. They won their first game that people didn't expect. They played the team that was in the national championship game. TCU. So people were like, oh, wow. And then we realized that year TCU was really bad after going to the national championship game. But my point is there's a standard. And, and I don't think he's been that great at Colorado. He's been fine. He's been middle of the road. But the idea that he's done some turnaround and miracle job and he's one of the greatest college coaches or he's done this great, use the term great. I just think that term is overused. He's done a good job. Okay, I'll say good. But he did a great job. He's under 500, 16-21.
Yeah.
If he didn't play, if he wasn't a Hall of Famer, a Pro Football Hall of Famer, I don't know. We would just think he's an also-ran coach who probably had one more year before they get rid of him.
And I don't disagree with any of that. That's why I said he's been great. I'll roll with you on good, but I'm saying for Colorado because the expectations at Ohio State are not the same at Colorado. The expectations at LSU are not the same at Colorado.
Yeah, but coaches get fired all the time from lesser programs, even when they're not expected to win.
Why would I fire? I'm
just saying, don't people know?
But
with lower expectations, don't coaches get fired?
Yes, but I'm back now to the guy Deion Sanders. Why would I fire a guy that has eyes guys, that has gotten recruits that we would have never gotten, that has gotten us a Heisman Trophy
He
winner.
got
that
his son and he got his son and another guy. That's all he got.
It doesn't
Who do you
matter.
got this year? Anybody?
It is the Odd Couple. Me, Robert Garrett, Rob G, sitting in with Ephraim Salaam. Ephraim's taking meetings during the show. Shows how committed he is to what we're doing around here. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, trying to see who can spend more money
Hey,
in
man,
Magic City.
meetings don't stop, brother, okay?
Everybody got choices, and he chose
Everybody
to
got
schedule
choices.
a meeting in the middle of a radio show.
Hey, happens.
If you miss any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. There, search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Please follow the pod, rate it 5 stars, provide a review. Again, search the Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. You'll find today's full show and best of versions posted right after the end of the show. It is now time for Last Call. This is the Last Call.
This is Ephraim Salaam's assistant. How can I help you?
All right, it's time for the last call. Daryl in Tampa.
Let's do this right. Let's do this quick. Ephraim, miss you, boy. I wish we the Bucks would have drafted you, man.
That would have been
But
nice.
look, but you know what? Can we admit that LeBron James is the Kim Kardashian of the NBA?
Quickly
Okay.
explain yourself. I want to hear this.
He's the Kim Kardashian of the NBA. Yeah, you can play. You can do this, do that. But look, somebody videotaped you doing some stuff, and look how famous you is now, man. You're dogging us all the NBA out. You're chasing rings. There's nothing wrong with being the champion, but don't ever call yourself the GOAT. And, real quick before I go, my Buccaneers are in trouble. We can't sign Vita Vea. Baker Mayfield, come on. Thank you, brothers, for letting me come on with y'all.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Daryl. You're the man.
Ephraim, why don't your voice sound good like that?
Yeah,
Man, he got a
Ephraim.
good timbre on
Everybody
that
got choices. Why don't you choose to
what's
have
up,
a deeper
Ephraim?
voice?
Hey, I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
I know.
So
Apparently,
you didn't choose long-term success, huh?
yeah.
Put me to shame.
Remember, he said he hit puberty at age 9. He was 6'5", 200 pounds, and the voice never followed him.
Never followed.
Never fall.
You know what happened? I think the voice skipped over a few grades, too.
That wasn't that funny.
That was funny.
Yes, it was.
That was super funny.
Let me ask Rob Parker. Guess so.
It's that right before the stroke laugh.
Oh, my gosh. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, both in Atlanta.
Magic City, is it Magic City Minty night
Minty
tonight?
night is tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
We have a segment built around that.
Do you think Kelvin's gonna go?
Hell no.
Not
Hell
even to the
no.
parking lot?
No, sir. He has a brand to uphold.
You got a tissue
You don't know how many topics we cannot do because of his brand.
Okay. Well, you can do them all with me.
Yeah. Do you think Mike Hill's going to be there? He said no.
Oh, but yes. Mike in
Hill
the streets,
Mike
man.
was on the show yesterday. He's like,
My
no,
guy,
man.
Mike Hill.
What do you say? I'm older now. I'm more mature. I'm not in
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, it's for the younger people, right? He's a mentor for the mentees.
For the mentees.
I got to lead by example.
And them lemon pepper them lemon pepper wings.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
It's so good.
All right.
good.
Ephraim and me back tomorrow. Make sure you keep it locked. Fox Sports
Let's
Radio.
do it.
And if you don't listen to the Odd Couple tomorrow, this is for you.
Ow!